At the tone, the broadcast will begin in 3 minutes. At the tone, the broadcast will begin in 2 minutes, 30 seconds. At the tone, the broadcast will begin in 2 minutes. At the tone, the broadcast will begin in 1 minute, 30 seconds. At the tone, the broadcast will begin in 1 minute. Stations, this is your final time check. At the tone, the broadcast will begin in 30 seconds.
This is Bleck and Abdalla on Westwood One Sports. Here's Chris Bleck and Adam Abdalla.
Welcome in to Bleck and Abdalla here on Westwood One Sports, the Westwood One Sports app, Sirius XM, Channel 375, and all of our great radio affiliates around the country. I'm Chris Bleck along with Adam Abdalla, broadcasting live from downtown Chicago each and every day, hanging out with you until 3 Eastern right here on Westwood One Sports. You can always call or text the show at 310-840-4910. Abdalla, as we get started today on a Wednesday, I was thinking about this. When we look at the NFC, the entire conference, obviously the Seahawks won the Super Bowl last year. The Rams have been the darlings of the offseason, right? The Rams make the biggest splash, the biggest move. They get the best player that was available through trade in the offseason in Myles Garrett. The 49ers are a team that's going to compete. The Cowboys have a lot of hype around them coming into this season. You know, there's a lot of hype out of Chicago. We're looking for Detroit to get back. You know, the NFC East, you also have Philadelphia. Improved offense without A.J. Brown. Possible. We can see how that goes. When I look around the NFC conference and I ask you, who is the most important player to the NFC this upcoming football season? The most important single player in the NFC. There's only a few names that come to mind on my short list. Obviously, Myles Garrett to the Rams is a big deal, but the Rams are already very good to begin with, right? So is Myles Garrett the most important player in the conference? I don't know. Stafford's pretty important.
Yeah.
They've got great wide receivers, great talent around him. Dak Prescott, Jaden Daniels, Brock Purdy, Caleb Williams. There's a lot of quarterbacks you can go with.
Mm-hmm.
What about Micah Parsons for the Green Bay Packers? Could Micah Parsons be the key to the NFC and also the most important player in the NFC this upcoming season?
No, I don't think so. I mean, look, he's important. I think that the Packers, obviously, after he was injured, they didn't win any games the rest of the season going away. But I do think that you mentioned, look, Myles Garrett is great and everything like that. But if you take away Matthew Stafford off of that team and they have to go to Ty Simpson, that season is lost. If you have to go to Tyson Bagent and Caleb Williams gets hurt for an extended period of time, the Bears season is lost. Now, if Brock Purdy gets hurt, we've seen that in a few starts, the 49ers can get by because I think Kyle Shanahan has a system that is set up where players and quarterbacks can miss 4 or 5 games and they can tread water and survive. Now, in that division, it's a lot tougher to do that. I think in some divisions it's easier. In the NFC West, it's a lot tougher to do that. But I do think that with a defensive player, it's a lot easier to make up for that than it is with a quarterback, obviously, because the drop off is huge.
Yeah, I mean,
so I don't think that it's a huge deal if Micah Parsons misses the first 2 months of the season or month and a half, whatever it is that he's going to miss, rather than Jordan Love missing an extended period of time for the Packers, right?
Well, I mean, if you want to do the question and the conversation around what's more important, quarterback or other positions, we all know that it is quarterback. That's the most important. Mm-hmm. But I do think the key to the Packers having any success at all has to do with Micah Parsons being available and being healthy. Last year with the Green Bay Packers, with Parsons on the field, they were a Super Bowl contending team. They had a record of 9-3-1. Yeah. They were one of the best teams in the conference. The moment you remove Micah Parsons off the team, they lose out the rest of the games of the regular season. They lose in the wild card game against Chicago, 31-27. They finished the season 9-7-1. I think Micah Parsons is that big of a deal in the conference. Of course, quarterback is the most important position in sports. Any of the teams you rattled off, they go to the backup for the majority of the season. The season's basically lost. That goes for every team, no matter the conference, for the last 15, 20 years. It is so difficult to get through a season if your starting quarterback is not healthy for the full season. To the side, I don't think Green Bay, if they're missing Micah Parsons for 2 months, I don't think that they can make the playoffs. I don't think they can make up that ground.
But Myles,
he's that impactful to the Green Bay Packers.
He's that impactful to the Green Bay Packers. Myles Garrett's a better player, but we saw the Rams get to the NFC Championship game without him last year. They got Myles Garrett so they can win the NFC Championship game, get to a Super Bowl, and win the Super Bowl. They got him so they could win like 3 more plays in that game and then win 1 more game and win a Super Bowl. Like, that's why they got Myles Garrett. You know, like, we know that Myles Garrett is a better player than Micah Parsons, but we know that Micah Parsons is more important to the Packers than Myles Garrett is to the Rams. I understand what you're saying. However, I just think that there are more important players to the NFC. When you pose the question, who's the most important player to their team in the NFC, I just don't think it's Micah Parsons to the Packers. I still think that, like, if you take off Stafford from the Rams, like, that's it. You know, like, it's still, the answer is still a quarterback.
Again, like, if the quarterbacks go down, then those teams, your playoff chances essentially dissipate.
If
you have no chance if your starting quarterback's not there.
If you take away the quarterbacks, I do think that it's probably Micah Parsons. Secondly, I do like what the Rams added in Trent McDuffie. I think that he's going to be huge. I mean, obviously that they went out and picked him up because their secondary was really bad last year, and you could throw all over the Rams. It's why they lost the NFC Championship game. Their pass rush was decent, but you could throw all over them as long as you had time to throw. You could throw. That's why Sam Darnold had the game of his life against the Rams in that NFC Championship game. So I do think that going out and getting Trent McDuffie, well, yes, Myles Garrett is great, but shoring up that secondary with Trent McDuffie is huge for the Rams. So it might actually be for the Rams. It might be Trent McDuffie over Myles Garrett, even though we know Myles Garrett is otherworldly.
You can call or text the show at 310-840-4910. On Tuesday at Packers training camp, this is what Micah Parsons had to say. Teams should be worried about when he gets back.
People are worried about the knee. They should be worried about how I'm going to play when I get back. The anger, the frustration, the things that I'm going to have to let out because you know how long it's been since I played. So I think that's what people should really worry about, like how great is Micah going to be when he gets back, not about when I get back, because that's the short term. It's about how great I'm going to be, how I can help my teammates, and you know how far we're going to go into a playoff run.
So there you go, Micah Parsons yesterday on at Packers camp. As you know, you look at the possible return date. You know, many were, and the reporters were talking to Micah Parsons yesterday, and people are pointing to October 18th, week 6 home matchup against Dallas as perhaps the possible spot where he could be back for the Green Bay Packers. And Parsons responded by saying, I think it's very realistic. So, I mean, we look at it, the middle of October, can Green Bay stay afloat till that point for Parsons to be back in the lineup for them to go on a playoff run here?
Yeah, look, seasons aren't won and lost in the first month of the season, but I think you can do a lot of damage by not having him. You've got a game to open the season at Minnesota. I'll look at last year. The Bears lost their opening game against Minnesota, but they ended up winning the division. So did it matter that they lost their first game against Minnesota? No, it ultimately didn't matter that they lost that game. But you've got games against Tampa, you've got games against the Bears, you've got that game against Dallas. Like, is he going to be in football shape and ready to go against Dallas? Like, he is a freak of an athlete. Like, I put nothing past him to be ready, like he said, and have a chip on his shoulder and be ready to go for that game against Dallas. And it'll be huge, you know, coming back and playing against Dallas for him. But again, like, what is that going to be like for him to come back? And will there be too much ground for them to make up? Because that division is going to be really good, if not the best division in the NFL, because you don't have a Cardinals like you have in the NFC West. You have teams that we think every team in that division could be fighting for a playoff spot.
Yeah, they could. And I think that's where the conversation about Micah Parsons and being the most important player in the NFC comes up, because, you know, I understand you're going to look at the backup quarterbacks and say, oh, this guy doesn't there. But I'm talking about just like on the field in this upcoming season. You know, I think there are a couple names that are pretty important, right? Like we saw it last year with Washington. If Jane Daniels isn't playing his full capable abilities for the Commanders and he isn't able to participate, then for the Commanders, that's not going to be able to get to that spot. But we saw it 2 years ago that Jane Daniels, essentially, when healthy and when he's out there, is a player that disrupts the entire conference. He got the Commanders to the NFC Championship game. Mm-hmm. Okay, so I have Jaden Daniels down on the list. Brock Purdy, if he gives you a great season, maybe the 49ers are better than what you're expecting this upcoming season. I think overall they're a good team. I don't think Brock Purdy is necessarily an elite quarterback, so he's the one that holds them back. I think that's a team to kind of look at as far as the most important players in this upcoming season for the NFC. Dak Prescott, if he plays like an MVP, can the Cowboys get to the Super Bowl? They might be able to. You know, and then it funnels down to Caleb Williams. There's a lot of hype around Caleb Williams. The Chicago Bears did not really improve too much defensively, which was the problem that they had last year. So Caleb Williams, can he take a step forward? If he does, is this team a team that can go and challenge for a Super Bowl? I think that's why when I look at Micah Parsons, I think Parsons and his availability and when he's going to be there for the Green Bay Packers, he matters so much to the outcome on what they can do. Jordan Love can't do it by himself.
No.
I don't think the Green Bay Packers are good enough. But with Micah Parsons, we saw it at times last season. When Parsons is healthy, he is not only the best player in the division, he's the best player probably in the conference, and he's also probably the best defensive player in football. I know he and Myles Garrett can battle it out, but Micah Parsons is right there for that honor.
Listen, I don't mean to do the Purdy pile on here, if you'll pardon the expression here. I don't mean to do all
What's that.
Mac Jones was 5-3 last year as a starter. Like,
I know.
People love to throw all of the bouquets at Brock Purdy and say that Brock Purdy is a top 5 quarter. Like, we saw the rankings yesterday. He was what in the QB tiers from The Athletic that we talked about. He was a top 11, top 12 quarterback. Mac Jones went 5-3 in the same system with the same weapons and everything else. I'm not saying that he's just a system quarterback, but the drop-off isn't that much. I think it just says how great of a coach that Kyle Shanahan is. And when Brock Purdy is out and not playing, they can just go to, and why they put such a high price tag. Remember earlier in the offseason when people were like, oh, could Mac Jones get traded? Maybe they should look at trade, and they wanted like a second-round pick
starting
for him.
quarterback, yeah.
Yeah, they wanted a second-round pick for him. You know why they wanted a second-round pick for him? Because he went 5-3 and kept them in the playoff hunt when Brock Purdy was out.
Yeah, I mean, Mac Jones is in the conversation of the best backups in the league, which in that category means you can start for a period of time and keep your team afloat.
Okay, that's enough for the Purdy pylon.
Keep them competitive.
Enough with the Purdy pylon.
Well, I mean, he kind of sucks.
I didn't say that. That was Chris Bleck. Just put it out there. I don't need the I don't know what to call the Purdinators. What are we calling them?
Brock Purdy, just not my cup of tea. When I look at quarterbacks and I look at success for guys for the future, he is not someone I'm drafting as far as quarterbacks go in the first 15 to 20 quarterbacks. There's a lot of quarterbacks I would rather take than Brock Purdy. I'm not trying to hate on Brock Purdy. I'm just saying that he is a quarterback that I would look at, and I would say that there are a lot of guys around the NFL I'd rather have as my starting quarterback.
But I know that this conversation started with how important is Micah Parsons to their team. But if we're ranking how important quarterbacks are to their team, I'm not putting Purdy at like the top of the list.
No, and that's fair. I'm just looking at the teams looking to accomplish something this upcoming season.
Well, yeah, and the 49ers are very high up there as a team that wants to win the Super Bowl.
Jane Daniels is a far more important player in the conference.
Oh, my God, yeah.
Right?
Sure.
Because if Daniels is healthy and plays like he did his rookie season, the Commanders will be a playoff team.
I think of all the real Super Bowl contending teams, Purdy might be the least important to their team. If he were to be hurt. I mean, he was out for 8 games.
Yeah.
And Mac Jones went 5-3 in those 8 games. If Caleb Williams had missed 8 games and Tyson Bagent had to start for 8 games, the Bears would not have gone 5-3.
Yeah, I mean, say that about the Packers. If Jordan Love is out for 8 games, now that they don't have Malik Willis, they're not going to make the playoffs.
If Stafford was out for 8 games, any of these teams.
Yeah,
even Sam Darnold was out.
That's why if you're someone that does I'm making my predictions, this team's going to be good if they stay healthy, you're an idiot. Like let's call it what it is. You're an idiot.
No.
If you're talking about quarterbacks, you're an idiot.
I feel attacked.
Well, you should.
I feel attacked
it's
because
obvious. If your starting quarterback can't start, then your team's going to suck.
I feel attacked.
That's obvious.
I feel attacked.
Because is it your first time watching football?
I feel attacked.
Like what? What are we doing?
Because you have to put that asterisk on 3 teams. There's 3 teams that you have to put that asterisk on. You have to put that asterisk on the 49ers because I pay attention to the news. Are you watching?
Is there anything new happening?
If I set my phone to get alerts every time a 49er got hurt at training camp, are you kidding me?
Is it all substation related?
I don't know. Some would say. Some may say. Can neither confirm nor deny.
Sure.
So that's the first team.
Okay.
The second team are the Commanders with Jaden Daniels.
All right.
I've got one season where they went to the NFC Championship, the other season where he missed half the games. So I don't know what he's going to do. And the other team are the Bengals with Joe Burrow.
They also, the Commanders, to be fair, have a very good backup in Marcus Mariota.
They do. But again, they're not winning a Super Bowl if Jaden Daniels gets hurt.
No. And the Bengals could probably stay afloat with Joe Flacco.
They're not winning a Super Bowl if Joe Burrow gets hurt.
Yeah, that's true.
Okay.
That's true.
But again, if
that's true. Name a team in the NFL where if their starter was hurt for the season.
You said you're a fool if you say idiot, whatever. If you
can be a fool too.
All those things. You're a jabroni if you say that if they stay healthy. I feel attacked because I can say that about 3 teams. The Substation 49ers, which is now proving to everybody said that was a joke. Oh, Adam, you're making funny jokes. Oh, Adam, why don't you go look at that while we're in San Francisco, while we're at the Super Bowl?
You should have.
No, I shouldn't have because you guys aren't real friends. And you wanted me to put my life in danger,
You
apparently.
would have been fine.
No, I don't think so.
You would have been fine.
I have weak knees.
That's a different story.
The Commanders.
That
with
is so
Jane Daniels
hyperbolic, by the way.
and
Your
Bengals.
life in danger.
I know.
Your
Life in danger.
No
Such a baby.
49ers have lost their lives yet. They've just
Such a
lost
baby.
ligaments. And
Fine, my ligaments would
that
have
sort
been
of
in
thing.
danger.
You don't need your ligaments.
I do.
I've seen you move.
And
You don't need them.
and the Bengals with Joe Burrow. Those are the 3 teams that you can say and not be like, well, everybody needs to stay healthy. No, those teams have proven that they can't stay healthy.
It's Bleck and Abdalla here on Westwood One Sports and the Westwood One Sports app. How about this? I have a reason for you. You know, tomorrow is the Hall of Fame game. Hall of Fame game tomorrow. Cardinals and the Panthers. I have a reason for you to why this is must-see television tomorrow night. I'll tell you about that coming up next.
NFL football is being played this week. The Cardinals and Panthers take the field in the Hall of Fame game tomorrow. Listen to all of the action here on your radio home of the NFL, Westwood One Sports.
At the tone, the broadcast will begin in 4 minutes, 30 seconds. At the tone, the broadcast will begin in 4 minutes. At the tone, the broadcast will begin in 3 minutes and 30 seconds. At the tone, the broadcast will begin in 3 minutes. At the tone, the broadcast will begin in 2 minutes, 30 seconds. At the tone, the broadcast will begin in 2 minutes. At the tone, the broadcast will begin in 1 minute, 30 seconds. At the tone, the broadcast will begin in 1 minute. Stations, this is your final time check. At the tone, the broadcast will begin in 30 seconds.
This is Bleck and Abdalla on Westwood One Sports. Here's Chris Bleck and Adam Abdalla.
Tomorrow, the Hall of Fame game in the NFL between the Cardinals and the Panthers. Hell yeah, we're a day away from a preseason game.
Yeah.
I'm amped. I'm amped. And it's like, listen, this is how it usually goes, right? Like, you're excited that football is back. You go to flip it on. You see a couple of players out there. No starters, really. It's been a few years before teams actually play any starters in the Hall of Fame game. So that's not really something to look forward to. You see the unis, the helmets, some plays take place, and then by the end of the first quarter, you kind of move on. And you don't.
It's background noise.
Yeah. Like you just move on with your evening, right? But it's fun to see it. But I have something for you to turn this into must-see TV tomorrow night.
Okay.
Must-see TV tomorrow night. Carson Beck will be starting for the Arizona Cardinals. Hell yeah.
Okay.
Rookie quarterback.
All right. Okay.
Yeah, let's see how he fares.
Let's see how he fares.
I'm in. I'm going to watch this. Yes. I want to see Carson Beck out there for the Cardinals.
Okay.
Must-see TV.
Who's he
Are
throwing?
you telling me you're not in on that?
Is he going to be throwing to
It doesn't matter.
other Cardinals, or is he
Yeah.
going to be throwing it to the Panthers?
We'll tell you on Friday.
Because that was our...
We'll recap it on Friday.
I remember during our preview of the national championship game, we said you live by the Beck, you die
Yes.
by the Beck. And that's exactly how Miami died.
Yes. Well, I mean, hey, he played okay.
Did he?
Yeah. I mean, that's what Carson Beck does.
Yeah.
I mean, but to me, that's a reason to watch tomorrow night. Is that Carson
Yes.
Beck will be starting, and he'll be getting the air quotes first team snaps with the Cardinals as things get going tomorrow in the first preseason game.
Yes, and I also believe it is the this is obviously not on the field, but it is the debut of Mike Tomlin.
Oh, on NBC.
NBC
Okay.
Mike Tomlin. We get
All
NBC
right.
Mike Tomlin.
That's great.
Listen, we get all the
All right.
all the cliches.
I love it.
We get all the
I'm in.
one-liners from Mike Tomlin.
I'm totally in on this.
We get to see if he's blinded by the lights. I don't think he will be.
No, he's done this before. Maybe not on TV, but he's been in the setting,
Yeah.
being grilled with a camera in his face. Yeah, Tomlin's going to be great, man.
I'm ready for it. I'm excited.
That doesn't sound like you are.
No, I am.
Sounds like you're hating.
I am. I don't think that there was ever a question that he'll be good at this. Like, we know that Tomlin is extremely charismatic. He's very good at communicating about football, at bringing people into how the game is played, and not dumbing it down is a bad phrase, but like making it for the everyman and the casual football fan, right? Not for the nerds that know everything about X's and O's, right? I'm just wondering how long he's going to do this, because the last Steelers head coach left and never came back and retired pretty young.
Yeah,
Like, Bill Cowher was pretty young when he retired and never came back. And like, I don't know, is Tomlin going to do this for a year and then go back, or is he done?
Well, it's up to him, right? Because I'm guessing.
Well, it's not up to us.
Well, I'm guessing this: he will be successful on TV.
Yeah.
So if he wants to go that path, I think it's open for him to do that. I think CBS will be looking for a spot for a lead guy. And Tomlin might be that guy at some point. Who knows?
Well, there's a big difference between sitting at a desk.
Who knows how this works out?
In pre, half, and post, and being on for 3 hours.
Yeah, I mean, that gig that he will have this season, short sound bites.
Yeah.
When you're on a game, you can break down all of what you see and all the different elements of being a head coach. And personally, watching football games, I think former coaches do the best at broadcasting a game. Some former players are very good. I'm not saying that former players can't be very good, but usually the coaches are the ones that, if they have a little personality, they're a former coach, they have the information, and they can communicate that information. Those are usually the best at it.
Yeah.
So you're right. I'm guessing Tomlin's the type of guy that wants to coach again. I'm guessing.
I think so, too.
I'm guessing. That's the way I would lean.
Gruden was really good when he got into the booth.
He was.
And I thought he did a great job. But then, you get the itch again. You want to get back, and you want to get back to coaching. So we'll see how long it lasts. That's true.
So there you go. Tomorrow night, Hall of Fame game. The reason to watch. Carson Beck will be starting. Get excited. Come on, Cardinal fans.
Yeah.
What do they say? Cardinal up? What do they do? So at the draft. We were at the draft backstage.
Cardinal up.
Well, no, remember the situation, or was it like on Cardinal or something?
Cardinal on.
Okay, so this is the situation.
I think it's Rise Up. I think it's Rise Up.
Cardinals?
Yeah.
Okay.
Rise Up Red Sea. I think it's Rise Up Red Sea.
Red Sea. They're birds. They're not fish.
I'm trying to look it up.
So we're at the NFL draft. We're sitting backstage. Bleck Abdalla, Raj, we're sitting back there. Night one of the draft in Pittsburgh. When the players come off of the stage from getting the hat and the handshake with Roger Goodell, what is it?
It's either they refer to themselves as the Bird Gang or the Red Sea, frequently using phrases like "Rise Up, Red Sea."
Okay, Rise Up, Red Sea. Okay.
As an Egyptian, I don't like it.
We're backstage, and we are set to talk to every player that comes off the stage that's there in person. And so as we're sitting there backstage, there were only a couple of other media entities that were back there with us. There were like 3, right? So when the players come off the stage, there were like 7 different things that they had to do before they could leave. They had to talk to the media in a press conference. They had to talk to us and a couple of other media broadcasts. And then they also had like a team area where they did a talk back to the team that just drafted them. So like the fan base of the team that just drafted them. And in the backstage area, right next to where we were sitting, was a curtain and on the other side of the curtain was the TV that they had to talk back to their fans.
Yeah.
And so we got to hear every player go to that room and then get coached up on how to talk to their fans.
Yeah.
So like Jeremiah Love, we got to hear the Cardinals person be like, all right, this is what we say. Rise up, Red Sea. What'd you say? Rise Up Red Sea?
Yeah. Uh-huh.
And it's Cardinal Nation or whoever it was, each player that came back, they're like,
I think Red Sea is Cardinal Nation. Like, I think Red Sea is the fan base. So, like, Rise Up Cardinal fan.
Okay.
They are the
All
Red
right.
Sea.
So,
yeah.
So, like, we got to hear. So, we're on one side of the curtain. We're waiting to talk to the player. And then on the other side of the curtain is the player getting coached up on how to talk to the fan base. And then that's why, like, the videos that are posted by the teams, they always know what to say because they're coached up ahead of time on what to say.
Yeah.
And so it was just hilarious as we're sitting there. We're like, all right, I guess we're next. Oh, Jeremiah Love. He's telling the Red Sea to rise up. Okay, time to go.
Rise Up Red Sea. Okay,
all right,
here
Jeremiah Love's going to be walking in next.
I remember Arvell Reese was getting coached up on Big Blue. I remember we could hear that right before he came through. Yeah.
Yep, Big Blue. Yep, absolutely.
We got the bear down. We heard Dylan Thieneman come in. We're like, oh, bear down. Oh, all right, Thieneman's coming in.
Yeah, so so right on the other side of the curtain was that was taking place, and then they walk around the curtain.
How do they know so quickly?
Yeah, and then it's like, oh, these two guys, Bleck and Abdalla, what? All right, here we go. All right, so you can call the show at 310-840-4910. Chance in Alabama, you're on with Bleck and Abdalla. What's up, Chance?
How y'all doing?
What's up, Chance?
What's up, dude?
Your question, man. Like, what would hurt the most? I would probably get to like 6 or 7 quarterbacks before I got to any other position group. I mean, quarterback is the position in the NFL. You ain't got a quarterback, you ain't nothing unless you're like the 2000 Ravens or what is it, 88 Bears or something. But
85. Yeah, I got
85, 85. My bad. You know what I'm saying though. But I would have Micah way down the list, man. I know he got hurt last year, only 12 sacks. The year before, I think he was healthy most of the year, 12.5 sacks. I mean, there's games where I just totally don't see him at all. Like, he just – you can't even see him. I would probably put in the NFC, if it's just specifically NFC, and I'm not going to do quarterbacks because I could name a ton. I would probably go with JSN. I don't think the Seahawks even come close. I think they may lose in the first round of the playoffs last year. He the second receiver on their team, Cup, he only had like 500-something yards. He led the league in receiving last year. He made Sam Darnold look like, I don't know.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm. The next Tom Brady. I mean, that's who I would go with, man. I think other than that, there's a few other defensive players, but man, God, that guy was just lights out last year.
All right, Chance, we appreciate it. Hey, Chance, before we let you go, Roll Tide.
Yeah, one more thing. Roll Tide, hey, and man, you were talking about announcers. I'm going to miss Romo, man. It sucks he got that DUI, man. I love Romo. Man, I love Romo.
We got you down, Chance.
All right, Chance.
He's corny and he's funny, man. Roll damn Tide!
Roll damn Tide. I missed it last time.
Chance in Alabama with Bleck and Abdalla here on Westwood One Sports. That's hilarious.
We found the Romo fan.
That's great. That's outstanding. It's Bleck and Abdalla here on Westwood One Sports and the Westwood One Sports app. Yeah, I mean, Jackson Smith and Jigba. I didn't have them down on my list as most important players in the NFC, but that's a great point. What he brought to the table for the Seahawks.
I think so, too. I mean, look, we know that Sam Darnold can play when he needs to and when he has to. We saw that in the NFC Championship game, but it all comes down to Jackson Smith and Jigba and what he can do when he gets the football. And Sam Darnold did have the most giveaways in the NFL, so he's got to cut that down. He's got to cut down the turnovers. But Jackson Smith and Jigba and what they can do, without Kenneth Walker there too. Like, how are they going to be able to survive? And I think with Jackson Smith and Jigba there too is one of the best offensive weapons in the NFL. I think, too, the Seahawks, are they being a little bit, as far as, like, talking about this, are they being a little bit, like, disrespected that we're not mentioning them and Jackson Smith and Jigba as one of the best offensive weapons in the NFL, too?
It's Bleck and Abdalla here on Westwood One Sports and the Westwood One Sports app. Be like Chance in Alabama. You can always call the show at 310-840-4910. We're sponsored by Progressive Commercial Insurance, protecting small businesses with affordable coverage options. Quote today at progressivecommercial.com. There's a quarterback yet to win a playoff game, but he's on a list ahead of a guy that's taken his team to the Super Bowl. We'll explain that to you coming up next.
Bears QB Caleb Williams is generating a ton of hype. Coach Ben Johnson, are you worried?
He's used to handling a lot of attention, so I'm not worried about that.
Is it all too much too soon for the Madden cover star? Westwood One Sports.
At the tone, the broadcast will begin in 4 minutes, 30 seconds. At the tone, the broadcast will begin in 4 minutes. At the tone, the broadcast will be in 3 minutes and 30 seconds. At the tone, the broadcast will begin in 3 minutes. At the tone, the broadcast will begin in 2 minutes, 30 seconds. At the tone, the broadcast will begin in 2 minutes. At the tone, the broadcast will begin in 1 minute, 30 seconds. At the tone, the broadcast will begin in 1 minute. Stations, this is your final time check. At the tone, the broadcast will begin in 30 seconds.
is Bleck and Abdalla on Westwood One Sports. Here's Chris Bleck and Adam Abdalla.
That's right, Bleck and Abdalla here on Westwood One Sports and the Westwood One Sports app, hanging out with you until 3 Eastern. Abdalla, when we look at the lists that are all released, we know that each publication has their own top players, top teams, counting down all the different things. And then we also see that the NFL Network has released the top 100, and they're letting it trickle out on their social media accounts. It used to be a TV show. Now it's just a posting on social media. And what we see here is that Joe Burrow fell 38 spots.
Oh.
So he's now 44th on the NFL top 100. Meanwhile, Justin Herbert improved 17 spots to number 39. So Justin Herbert, based on what the players are saying, Justin Herbert is a better quarterback than Joe Burrow. Herbert at 39, Joe Burrow at 44.
Okay, well, again, I think this goes back to the availability, right? This goes back to Joe Burrow last season. And again, we went through the tiers list. You said everybody's got a list. Everybody's got a list. You've got a list. When's your list coming out?
Next December.
Okay, next December. Mine comes out February 29th is when my list comes out.
All right. What's your list on?
I rank the lists.
Okay, yours is a list of lists.
Mine is a list of the lists.
Okay.
Last year, he played in 8 games.
Mine's going to be football moments and movies.
We already did that.
You guys love that.
Yeah, it was.
So I figure I'll come up with football moments and movies.
That was a winner.
Yes.
So he only played in 8 games last year. So when players are voting on this, they say, look, Joe, you played in 8 games last season. The season before that, okay, you played in 17, and we saw that you played really well. You had almost 5,000 yards. You have 43 touchdowns. You were ranked really high in the top 100 players in last year's list. The year before that, you only played in 10 games. So the problem here with Joe Burrow, I think, is the players see, I don't think this is a disrespect thing the way it was with Lamar Jackson, right? I think this is dude, you got to stay healthy. This goes back to the conversation we were having half an hour ago where I told you I have to put an asterisk next to, well, the Bengals can win a Super Bowl if everyone stays healthy. And you're like, hey, you can say that about every team. Yeah, I can. Yeah. But specifically about the Bengals because Joe Burrow, 2 out of the last 3 seasons, can't stay healthy.
Well, the way I would phrase it is that when healthy, Joe Burrow is a guy that can take a team to the Super Bowl.
Absolutely.
Right? It's obviously everyone needs to stay healthy.
Of course he can. Of course he can. And if you go look at the reports from practice out of Cincinnati, they got Dexter Lawrence. He is abusing their offensive line. Is that great for the Bengals? Sure. Dexter Lawrence is abusing their offensive line. Is it bad for the Bengals? Yes. Dexter Lawrence is abusing their offensive line. What's going to happen in the regular season when they face other defensive linemen? Is Joe Burrow going to be running around again? Is he only going to play in 8 games, 9 games this season? Is he going to miss time again? Joe Burrow's not going to put up with this for very much longer, I don't think. I think it's going to come to a point where Joe Burrow is going to get sick of running around for his life, of only playing 10 games, of only playing 8 games, and realizing that, yes, when I look at the QB tiers list, I'm a top 5 quarterback in the league, and I haven't won anything yet, and I'm going to want out of Cincinnati.
It's Bleck and Abdalla here on Westwood One Sports and the Westwood One Sports app. So let's cut to the chase. Let's get to the important stuff here.
Okay.
I don't care about the top 100 list there. That you made great points. I'm not trying to.
Thanks for listening.
Not
Appreciate
validate.
It.
I want to know what's going on with Herbert. Did you see the video yesterday? He and Madison Beer sitting on the field at Chargers training camp. Now obviously practice was over. Families were on the field with the players. Madison Beard is sitting there next to him, facing him, though, with her hand through his hair.
Yeah.
What's going on there for Justin Herbert, your star quarterback for the Los Angeles Chargers?
She was running her fingers through his luscious locks.
What's happening there?
She's maybe brushing it. Maybe the hair was in his eyes.
Yeah.
She's brushing it aside.
He looks a little sweaty.
Did you hear the music in the background? Did
No.
you hear?
What was the music at the time?
It was the theme song from Armageddon.
Oh, was it?
It was Aerosmith's.
Are you saying that there were animal crackers in play?
That's all that was missing was her playing little animal crackers on his midsection. Because that would
pardon the expression.
Because that's what it would be.
Is that what they call it nowadays?
It would be her.
Easy.
She would be the Ben Affleck, and he would be the Liv.
Watch out.
He would be the Liv Tyler.
I mean, like, look at the way that they're sitting. He's got his legs extended.
Yeah, man.
Sitting up.
Okay.
She's got legs kind of folded up towards her chest, but she is like towards his midsection, facing towards him, not on him, sitting next to him.
Yeah.
And she is just caressing the side of his head. She is running her fingers through his hair. What is going on?
Okay, so
In public, this is public canoodling taking place.
Some reports have said that this was like a family.
Yes, that's why I said the families are on the field. So
Yeah.
it's not like this is in the middle of practice.
No.
Practice is over.
Yes.
There are kids running around.
Yes.
Families are out there.
Yes.
There's fans out there.
Yes.
But the two of them are away from everyone else having like a picnic.
Yeah, like I completely understand. Like if she were to come over and they were to give each other like hugs and that kind of thing, like normal normal familial behavior, that I understand. This is interesting to me. Like
This is interesting.
Like on a practice field, this is, like you said, this is picnic behavior.
Well, yes, or I could see it. I mean, listen, well, I understand how life works. Justin Herbert, tall, handsome guy.
Yeah.
Quarterback, right? Played college football as a quarterback, plays in the pros. That means in high school he was a quarterback, probably the stud of his town, right?
Yeah.
Like
Stud
like
Lee.
you would right? That's a big deal. I could see this scenario play out if the high school senior quarterback was like, I'm dating the hottest cheerleader in the school.
Yeah.
Let's meet up after hours on the football field. I'll show you a few plays.
Easy, buddy.
You'll go deep.
Whoa,
On the
hey,
field.
whoa,
On the field, throw some
whoa.
routes. He's going to throw some
Whoa,
routes. What are you
easy,
What are you talking
bro.
about? He's teaching her the route tree. I could see that taking place.
Okay.
Right? Like,
Yeah.
couldn't you see that? Go hang out. But like, why are you doing that in public with everyone sitting there? Like, that's weird.
About to run the curl route.
What other routes are you gonna throw out there?
Here's my problem with this. It's like I'm watching an episode of Shark Tank, and I want to just say, when we come prediction time, I just want to look at this and just be like, and for this reason, I'm out.
Yeah, I think we all have to be out on the Chargers now this year.
I
For
had
this.
them. If I look at
For this reason.
if I look at the predictions that I made,
I think we're out on the Chargers.
55 days away from the start of the regular season, because
Sure.
why would we pick a round number? Why would we not go at 50? Why would we not go at 40 or
It's
30
what the vibes
or
predicted.
25? We
Yeah.
would go 55.
Yeah.
We would not. Yeah, it doesn't. We would just go at 55. I had the Chargers as a wild card team. I don't know if I can do that anymore. I don't think I can do that anymore.
So that video has gone viral yesterday. It's Herbert, it's Madison Beer. They're sitting on the field together. She is caressing the side of his head and running her fingers through his hair. So there you go.
I think this might have moved the Titans into a playoff spot.
Oh, did it? The Titans now move up. I mean, don't you think
Robert Saleh's not? First of all, Robert Saleh doesn't have any hair.
Don't you think the players for the Chargers, don't you think they're giving them crap today about this? Because it's going everywhere. I mean,
Behind his back, for sure.
Yeah, but also, you could also make the argument, but it's also Madison Beer.
Yeah, I get it.
So, like, it's pretty good for Justin Herbert.
I get that too, but just like we were talking about Jaylen Brown yesterday, going online and to solicit a date because he went to Donovan Mitchell's wedding
and he's lonely
and got the love bug, and now he's lonely. Dude, you're a starting quarterback in the NFL, and not like a bad one. You're a good starting quarterback.
He's a very good one
in the NFL. Like, Madison Beer is the bar.
Okay. Oh, okay. All right.
Like, that's the bar.
Sure.
For a good-looking top 10 quarterback in the NFL.
Yeah. She's a celebrity.
Okay?
She's a singer. She's an actress.
That's the bar.
Yeah.
Okay? the players, like, yeah, you can make fun all you want to, but yeah, and then he's going to be like, it's Madison Beer, okay? I want to know what Harbaugh thinks of this. I want to know what Mike McDaniel thinks of this. That's what I want to know.
Yeah, that's the question that we have to figure out.
I want to know how Mike McDaniel's breaking down the film session of this.
Well, I'm sure he'll watch the tape. I'm sure that's the case. Bleck Abdalla here on Westwood One Sports and the Westwood One Sports app. I do have an update to a story we mentioned the other day. We mentioned that there's a women's professional baseball league that debuted over the weekend in Springfield, Illinois. And the national anthem was sang by Martha Reeves. This video went viral as well because it's a horrendous rendition of the national anthem.
Oh, say can you see by the dawn's early light what so proudly.
It's bad. It's really bad. And it does not get better from that point. Did you see the video that was released? I think it was released by TMZ. They have video of Martha Reeves prepping to sing the national anthem with the two backup singers and like essentially throwing them under the bus before they even sing the national anthem. She didn't want them there with her.
Wow.
She was talking trash.
Wow.
And then she goes out with this rendition.
Go back yet way.
Ooh.
Okay, so is she the saboteur of the backup singers?
I don't know.
Do you think she tried to do this on purpose?
Do you blame the backup singers for how bad it went?
Do you think she didn't want the backup singers because they were messing with like her singing?
What if she was like, I'm a big dog. I don't need them.
I don't need.
Because I'm an accomplished
You know who I am?
musician.
Heatwave? Do you know who I am?
Yeah.
Heatwave?
What, Dancing in the Streets? Is that what you said? Yeah, yes. I don't know, but the video's out there now on TMZ of her not happy with them before they start.
Wow.
Which is hilarious. And like halfway through the video, now that you watch, you can see she like steps away from them. Like she's like staring them down. Like she's not happy. It's hilarious. It's Bleck Abdalla here on Westwood One Sports and the Westwood One Sports. I'm telling you, it's really funny. All right. Are the defending champs trying to pull off what the Bulls pulled off in the 90s? We'll tell you about that coming up next.
This is Westwood One Sports.
At the tone, the broadcast will begin in 4 minutes, 30 seconds. At the tone, the broadcast will begin in 4 minutes. At the tone, the broadcast will be in 3 minutes and 30 seconds. At the tone, the broadcast will begin in 3 minutes. At the tone, the broadcast will begin in 2 minutes, 30 seconds. At the tone, the broadcast will begin in 2 minutes. At the tone, the broadcast will begin in 1 minute, 30 seconds. At the tone, the broadcast will begin in 1 minute. Stations, this is your final time check. At the tone, the broadcast will begin in 30 seconds.
This is Bleck and Abdalla on Westwood One Sports. Here's Chris Bleck and Adam Abdalla.
That's right, Bleck and Abdalla here on Westwood One Sports and the Westwood One Sports app. You know, Abdalla, I don't want to do the old back in my day thing, but I do feel like Hard Knocks on HBO used to be something that people were like really into. I don't know. Is it necessary?
You just asked me 30 seconds ago if it had started yet.
Well, that's what I'm saying. Is like it used to be something I was actively looking forward to each football season.
Yeah.
But maybe it's because each team has all this great access now that I don't look forward to Hard Knocks the way I used to. I don't know. Maybe it's because it's sanitized. It feels like that the product is cleaned before they send it out to the public. You don't really get to see what really goes on at training camp, which is the great stuff. That's what football fans want to see. That's why we love the NFL. So to me, I don't know if is it a back in the day, Hard Knocks used to be appointment television. Used to be something that I would make sure I was sitting there watching each episode as we get ready for the NFL season.
Well, I think it was better. I think that you had you get the sprinkler head popping out of the grass and
oh yeah, that's the best.
Like the music and
you
then
see
the
the equipment
voiceover.
guy laying out the shoulder pads and the
you're right.
helmets.
Now
yes.
I can refresh Twitter right now and get 30 videos of training camp. And before, you didn't used to get that. You would have to read a bunch of articles or listen to local beat reporters on different radio stations to get your updates from training camp. And now it's all over the place. And you're right. Every team has their state-run in-house media, right, that they want to put out and that they want to sanitize for everybody. And that's what you get from teams. They want to control the message. And even when that team is on Hard Knocks, they control the message. They get veto power
Yeah.
over what is put out. They get final cut.
Sure. And
Right?
it did feel like back in the day, there was a little bit more grittiness maybe to Hard Knocks.
Yeah.
You got to see like the real behind the scenes. Now it just feels like a PR piece for the team that's featured. So this year it's the Seattle Seahawks. They win the Super Bowl. They're now featured on Hard Knocks this year. The first episode was last night. Take a listen. This is Mike McDonald, head coach. He is going to get the players ready by comparing the Seahawks of this year to the 1990s Chicago Bulls with Michael Jordan. Take a listen to this.
Okay, so this guy right here, he's a pretty good coach. He's got a sweet stash. Phil Jackson, he took over after, like MJ had already been there for several years, like kicking ass. He was scoring like 35 a game was his like career average up to that point. Had the Bulls won anything in 91 yet? Nope. No, they couldn't get over. They couldn't kind of get over the Pistons. They couldn't get over the hump. Phil Jackson shows up. I'm trying to get these guys to be convinced. Maybe we shouldn't just give the ball to one guy. Maybe we're trying to actually create this like flow state of basketball where everyone is kind of involved all the time. So what happens? 91, they win the championship. They start to figure it out. Can they win again? 92, 93,
Sure.
they win. We all know what happens to MJ. They come back and they win another three-peat, 3 in a row. MJ was MJ, right? There's another level to where he was able to take.
Are you following what's going on?
What is happening?
He's giving a full breakdown of the 90s Bulls.
What is he showing?
He's MJ in the
He's
Bulls.
just showing pictures of MJ?
Yeah.
His game because he bought into this idea of
Is this like a
of team
PowerPoint?
basketball. So what do I
Talking
tell you
to
that
the
story?
team.
Okay.
Like in the NFL, guys, I really believe this, that the secret sauce of the NFL is connection. What if everybody was on the same page, going in the same direction, playing off one each other, building each other up, not caring who gets the credit, and just going? And where could that take us? What if we could get the
Is he going to land the plane here?
I don't know what he's
whole
trying to
building
do.
involved in just creating this vision of who we want to become all the time? This is how we know when we go into games that we have the competitive advantage because we have this in our corner.
You won the
All
Super
right? And
Bowl.
this is the time of year to make it come to life.
What did that have to do with Jordan and the Bulls?
You won the Super Bowl already.
It's
He's trying to repeat the three-peat. That was a great shirt, by the way, the repeat the three-peat shirt.
I think okay, if you take the two parts of that from Mike
so
McDonald
confused.
and you separate them, yeah, he made a point. The Bulls' point is correct. Before Phil Jackson got there, Jordan was the best player in the NBA, scoring like 35, 36 a night.
Sure.
Must-see TV, right? But it was a one-man band. And when Phil Jackson came in, he wanted MJ to play the triangle offense, which facilitates the ball movement and getting others involved.
Yeah.
And so Jordan wasn't the only one. Now, he was an all-time great, but the idea was allowing your teammates to participate a little bit more would make it easier for yourself in the long run.
Land the plane, Chris.
That all makes sense,
Land
right?
the plane.
Right? Like, I understand. Yeah, they won 3. He left and they won 3 more. What the hell does that have to do with being a team that needs to come together?
You might as well have walked in and just gone, the New York Giants. The New York Giants.
I don't understand what the...
And just going. And where could that
What
take
is he
us? What if we could get the
doing?
whole building involved in just
Whole
creating this
building
vision
involved?
of who we want to become
I
all
don't
the time?
understand.
Like
I
here's
don't
where it makes
understand
no sense. Jordan was by far the best player in the NBA at that time. So getting Jordan to decide to play and allow others to participate makes a lot of sense. But when you're like, well, like who's the comparable for the Seahawks? They don't have a Jordan. There's not the greatest player in the sport on their team. They just need to be a team. Wait, I don't get that. I don't understand it at all.
This is how
I
we
don't
know
get it.
when we go into games that we have the competitive advantage because we have this in our corner. All right, and this is the time of year to make it come to life.
What do you have in your corner?
I don't.
Teamwork?
No.
Teamwork makes the dream work?
If that's his first message to the team, right? And Raj just put up the repeat the three-peat shirt on YouTube, youtube.com/@Bleck and Abdalla show. Make sure you like and subscribe.
Watch the show live.
Watch it. You could have seen that repeat the three-peat shirt, which was awesome, that I definitely have and misplaced somewhere that I wish I still had somewhere. if you're going to address the team for the first time as the Super Bowl champion.
Well, I don't know. I didn't watch Hard Knocks. Was that the first time he's addressed
Seahawks.
the team?
I don't
Or is he
care.
just talking to the team?
Whatever. If he's talking to the team, whatever. I assume it's the first time of training camp, right? I'm
don't
sure it's
know.
not the first time he's addressed the team because there's been OTAs, there's been mandatory, there's been non-mandatory, there's been
I think
whatever,
he was just trying to make
right?
a point.
Okay, whatever. I'm not Mike McDonald, obviously. I'm not a Super Bowl winning head coach. However, I feel like the conversations this offseason have not been about the Seattle Seahawks. They've been about everybody else. Wouldn't you go in day one and just put up a Rams logo?
Yeah, the easiest card to play as a coach.
Disrespect.
Disrespect, man.
Don't you just go up and put up a
Easiest
picture?
card.
Put up a picture of Myles Garrett. Put up a picture of Sean McVay.
Yeah.
Put up a picture of the Rams and be like, guys, look, we won. We beat them.
Oh, yeah.
No one is talking about us. We have the rings. We got the rings.
Yeah.
Knock it on the desk if you have to. Like look and like
Easy.
look and like show the odds if you have to. Coaches have done that for decades. Playing the disrespect card. Like we are supposed to be the hunted. And no, everyone is saying this is the greatest team ever assembled in the Rams. Use that. Show a picture.
The teamwork of the 90s Bulls.
Show a picture of Dak Prescott walking in his Super Bowl shirt.
Yeah.
Saying
there's a lot out there.
What is this, his Gotti acronym?
Yeah, and there's a lot of teams that, I mean, hell, just look at Sam Darnold. Who respects that Darnold's going to do this again? Nobody.
Show his tier ranking.
Nobody.
From
MJ
the Athletic.
was MJ, right? There's another level to where he was able to take his game because he bought into this idea of team basketball.
Team
Why
basketball.
do I tell you that story?
Why?
Like,
Tell us.
in the NFL, guys, I really believe this, that the secret sauce of the NFL is connection.
Connection.
Didn't people call them
that's the secret sauce.
Didn't people
Connection.
call them last year like the ultimate team because Sam Darnold's just like okay,
Yeah.
and like they won with like a great
secret
running back,
sauce.
and they won with a good offensive line,
That's
and they
the
won with a
secret
great
sauce.
defense, and like they were
Connection.
They
Yes.
were the team. They weren't just one guy.
Yeah, so there you go. There's Mike McDonald on Hard Knocks, breaking it down, comparing these
I
Seahawks
don't
to the
get it,
90s
man.
Bulls. Yes.
I don't get it.
I don't either. You're right. I think the easiest way to go with that would be the disrespect card.
Yeah.
I think that would be, because obviously everyone is disrespecting the Seattle Seahawks as we head towards this upcoming season. Bleck Abdalla here on Westwood One Sports and the Westwood One Sports app. You can always call or text the show at 310-840-4910. Text her from the 208. We were talking about Justin Herbert and Madison Beer. The video going around from yesterday where she's got her hands in his hair, sitting there on the field, having a moment. Looked like there was possibly animal crackers involved. Abdalla compared it to the scene in Armageddon with Ben Affleck and Liv
Aerosmith
Tyler.
in the background.
Yeah. Here's the text from the 208. The real question is, were their fingers interlocked or not?
I don't think so because
I don't think they were holding hands.
You had the
No.
legs were interlocked. I'll tell you that.
No, I don't think they were. I don't
they
think
wrapped
the legs
around each other? Weren't
no,
they
no, no.
like-
His legs were straight. Hers were like folded up.
Okay.
Yeah.
All right.
No, they were not interlocked whatsoever. I'd say
I mean,
this.
talk about it's a family show.
It is.
Wasn't the practice was open, guys? Come on, a little too much PDA.
Text from the 209. Chad in California.
Shout out.
He writes, in Herbert's defense, if Madison Beer is running her fingers through your hair and plants herself in the old A gap,
All right.
I think you got to take the L with your teammates and let that one ride. No pun intended. I think Chad in California is on to something there. Right? Like, don't you just, it's just what, them the breaks? Like, you're just going to get it from your teammates? You just kind of let that one go?
I don't know, man.
Text from the 443. This is, I believe, Derek in Baltimore. He texts the show often. We appreciate Derek. This is what he writes. All these quarterbacks you all say are better than Purdy. Purdy has done more. Dak, Trevor, Love, Baker, Goff, Herbert has done more than what Purdy hasn't done? Question mark. Derek from Baltimore. Yes, I'm a diehard 49ers fan.
Yes.
So there you go, Derek in Baltimore. Shout out.
Derek, I understand the accomplishments of Brock Purdy. No one is saying that he has accomplished nothing. No one is saying that he hasn't put up numbers. No one is saying that. I'm not saying that. My point is that when he was out last season for 8 games, Mac Jones went 5-3 with the same head coach and the same offensive weapons and the same offensive line. That doesn't bode well for Brock Purdy. Look, it may mean that Mac Jones is just great, and he might be better than some starting quarterbacks this season, and that's why they put the price tag of a second-round pick on Mac Jones. It might just say more about Mac Jones than it does Brock Purdy. But I think that you could put a lot of QBs into that system, and they would be just as good, if not better, than Brock Purdy. It's just my opinion. I'm not saying he's bad. I just think that Kyle Shanahan is that good as a head coach that he can take a guy like Mac Jones. And I love Mac Jones.
Yeah.
Roll Tide.
Yeah, it's Bleck Abdalla here on Westwood One Sports and the Westwood One Sports app. That's a good conversation. I saw something that I wanted to bring to your attention and bring to the show.
Please do.
You know, we have friends who are going to play fantasy football this upcoming football season. And you're getting ready for your drafts, you're getting ready for your leagues, and you're coming up with punishments for the upcoming season. Now I'm not a big fantasy football guy. I'd rather just gamble on the games. I love gambling on the NFL. Promo code BNA26, DraftKings. Check it out. Shout out. But that's just the way I operate. I don't really play fantasy sports. It's just not my thing. Nothing against it if it is. Did you see the video that's going around from someone that had to pay off their fantasy football punishment? This is one of the best fantasy football punishments I've seen. Now, think about some of the greats and the whole trend that started a couple of years back with people having to go to Waffle House and eat waffles and be there for 24 hours unless they eat X number of waffles. You and I in the past have been a part of a hot dog contest where the loser had to be somewhere for 24 hours, and the more hot dogs you consumed, an hour got taken off of your punishment of where you had to be. So we've participated in those type of things before. Saw this on Yahoo Fantasy Sports. A guy's fantasy punishment was he had to play a round of golf with strangers without using a golf ball. He had to go to a golf course, sign up for a golf round, play with 3 strangers, not say why he's doing this, and play a full round of golf without using a golf ball. So you walk up to the tee box, you put a tee in the ground with no golf ball on it, and you take your swing, and then you pretend to watch where you hit your drive, and then you go out into the fairway to an imaginary spot where you think you hit your golf ball to, and then you walk up, you get your distance, and then you hit your shot, no golf ball, just imaginary shots, a full round with strangers. That's one of the best fantasy football punishments that I've seen. The video is going around viral today. But yeah, a guy playing golf without a ball with strangers and not being able to tell them, hey, this is a fantasy football punishment.
I'm watching the video, and I saw the whole thing, and the video is 3 minutes long or something like that. I feel like at a certain point, he told them. I
don't know, man.
He told them.
But think about it. What's the very first, when I watched the video of the guy getting his distance, practice swing, and then the real swing with no golf ball.
Yeah.
Going through the whole routine.
Yeah.
What was the first thing you thought of when you saw that?
Nice swing.
Well, yeah, it's a nice swing. What else did you think of? There's something very specific football related that I thought of.
I don't know.
Mr. Unlimited.
Oh, yeah.
Do you remember when Russell Wilson
was going through the motions?
Was out there before the game, running through warm-ups?
Mr. Unlimited.
But I feel like
calling plays at the huddle, no one's on the field. He's crouched down calling plays. He's at the line of scrimmage. He's trying to get the imaginary defense off sides.
You're playing for 4+ hours with these guys.
Well, it's a punishment, man.
I understand that. you have to tell them.
I don't know.
At a certain point, I don't believe.
Okay,
and
that's
yes,
fair.
I'm a cynical.
Everything on the internet's fake. So
I'm cynic.
Maybe that's the case. For this conversation,
yes,
I'm going to believe that this is real and that's a real punishment.
I love
and
that
that's
they
hilarious.
ask him, "Did you make that one?" And then he's like, "Could you tap that in for me?" Like that. Well, then he's asking them, "What do you think the distance is?" Like that's funny. And now that I've typed in fantasy football punishment into Twitter, I'm now in a rabbit hole
of good punishments.
Of good punishments. There's one where a guy dressed up in full Harry Potter costume and had to go trick-or-treating in June.
Oh, like out of season.
He's in a full hat, robe, costume, everything, and had to go door to door. He's got a wand, and he's going up.
Easy.
And he's going up to the door, ringing the doorbell, and they're filming it, and he's going trick-or-treat. And people are like, "What?
Isn't that great?"
Yeah, like that's funny.
I saw, and that's why I saw the video of the guy playing a round of golf without a golf ball for his fantasy football punishment. I thought that was outstanding. That was great.
Yeah, those are the funny ones. There's some ones that are not as funny where you're just kind of inconveniencing people. Like there's one where a guy is dressed as a turtle and he's walking extremely like he's down on all fours and he's walking extremely slowly across the street, and he's clearly holding up traffic.
Okay, yeah, you're being a jerk.
You're
being a jerk. There
would have been problems.
But like the Waffle House stuff, you're just sitting in a booth by yourself. You're not bothering anyone.
You're not doing anything
You're buying
wrong.
the waffles. Yeah. There's nothing wrong with that.
If it doesn't affect other people negatively, then go ahead.
If you've been a part of a funny fantasy football punishment, you can always text and call the show. Bleck and Abdalla at 310-840-4910. I thought that was a good one. I thought the guy playing a round of golf without a golf ball, I thought that was good.
That's good. But but like everything on the internet, by like the third hole, he had to tell them.
Although, you and I play a lot of golf. We've seen some weird stuff out there. There's a lot of weird things that you see on the golf course.
I mean, he's also got a camera. Like, he's camered up. So, at a certain point, they got to be like, why are you filming us?
Yes. Why are you filming us? Why are you filming yourself not hitting golf shots?
Exactly.
Why is that taking place? It's Bleck and Abdalla here on Westwood One Sports and the Westwood One Sports app. All right, how about this? Canoodling with a pop star at practice. Is that an alpha move? Or are you an unserious leader of a football team? We'll explain that coming up next in Stock Watch with Raj.
The 49ers brought back Deebo Samuel to team with Mike Evans. Does Brock Purdy have enough weapons to keep up with the Rams and Seahawks? Westwood One Sports.
At the tone, the broadcast will begin in 4 minutes, 30 seconds. At the tone, the broadcast will begin in 4 minutes. At the tone, the broadcast will be in 3 minutes and 30 seconds. At the tone, the broadcast will begin in 3 minutes. At the tone, the broadcast will begin in 2 minutes, 30 seconds. At the tone, the broadcast will begin in 2 minutes. At the tone, the broadcast will begin in 1 minute, 30 seconds. At the tone, the broadcast will begin in 1 minute. Stations, this is your final time check. At the tone, the broadcast will begin in 30 seconds.
This is Bleck and Abdalla on Westwood One Sports. Here's Chris Bleck and Adam Abdalla.
Bleck and Abdalla live from Chicago each and every day, hanging out with you on Westwood One Sports. Now it's time to go on out to parts unknown, Colorado. It's where we find Raj Sharon.
And the next question comes from the line of Raj Sharan with Westwood One. Please proceed.
Please proceed. On a Wednesday, it's time for Stock Watch with Raj. What's up, Raj?
What's up, fellas? Time to dust off those sports portfolios. We're buying, we're selling, we're making smart fiscal decisions. We're not just buying everybody who's good, selling everybody who's bad. We're going to put some real thought into this, Black. And we're going to start off with a guy we talked about earlier in the show, Justin Herbert, the Chargers quarterback, who, according to the other players in the NFL Top 100, is apparently better than Joe Burrow. He is at practice canoodling with his fiance, Madison Beer. Abdalla, are you buying or selling Justin Herbert right now?
Okay, so the problem is, like, I like Justin Herbert.
What's the problem?
I like Justin Herbert.
Yeah, well, do you?
I really like Mike McDaniel. I really like what he's going to bring to this offense as the offensive coordinator. They're going to run fast. Like, it's going to be good. I like this offense. You have that one couple friend that just, they too much canoodling in public. There's too much canoodling in public. There's too much PDA. I don't like it. We're all adults here. Save the canoodling for when you're at home.
Oh, you want it behind closed doors.
Noodle at home.
You do what?
You heard me.
Noodle at home.
We get it. We get it. You're
He
a
wants
couple.
no PDA. He just wants A. No PDA.
We get it. You're a couple. We get it. Thanks. We get it. Okay. I'm still gonna buy Justin Herbert, football Justin Herbert, not music video star.
Okay. All right.
This is not gonna be a video killed the football star situation.
Quarterback?
Yeah, no, video killed the football star.
Okay.
All right, Bleck. I call him the AFC's Jordan Love. You buying or selling Justin Herbert?
I'm gonna buy Herbert. I think he is he's gonna have a great season this year. I think dark horse MVP candidate Justin Herbert. That's where I'm gonna go with it. And we're clearly seeing off the field MVP run that he's making as well. I think he beats out Josh Allen. I think if we're looking at off the field situations.
Man, he has lust in his eyes while he's getting his hair played with. You can just see it.
For MVP?
Lust.
Yeah, for MVP. Off the field MVP this offseason.
Off the field MVP.
Yeah. That's what I said.
That's what we're doing?
Well, I'm saying I think at this moment he's in the lead. If we had a power rankings of MVPs, a weekly power rankings in the offseason, I think Herbert's doing all right. I would say this, to your point about the guy that's going after a little too much PDA, as an adult and as an older adult, it's weird.
That's what I mean.
Now they're young. They're young pups. They're kids. They're
Come
kids.
on.
Let them canoodle.
Are they?
What I'm saying is, like, you and I'm sure you've seen it.
Dude, he's 28.
Okay, how old is she? She's in her 20s. They're in their 20s. Let them be in their 20s.
She's 27.
Yes.
They're almost 30.
Okay, but they're not.
No.
They're not 30.
No. Once you hit a quarter century, enough with this. Once you're 25, enough with this.
My point to you, Mr. Abdalla.
Yeah, he's winning.
I've seen
he's winning this.
Situations where people are like almost 50.
Get out of here.
And it's weird, dude. It is weird. I agree with you. It is weird to see aggressive PDA and a lot of hand stuff go in public. It is weird.
Interlock your fingers at home.
Dog, you're almost 50. What are we doing?
Why are we
It's
doing
weird.
this?
It's weird. It's weird. So I'm going to buy Justin Herbert on and off the field, Raj.
Bleck and Abdalla, fans of A, not so much fans of PDA. All right, next up in Stock Watch, a guy we talked about earlier in the show.
That is a promo.
Put that on a shirt.
We
There we
agree.
go.
Put that on
We
a
will
shirt.
Stamp of approval on that.
Yeah, we like that one.
Jeez.
Raj.
Potentially the most
Fans
important
of
player.
A.
Fans of A.
I mean, only on this show can you be fans of A. We talk about movies that are, only regular D. Only on B and A. Micah Parsons may be back by week 6 against the Cowboys. He says, look out when he gets back. He's going to, be there with a vengeance. Bleck, are you buying or selling Green Bay Packers edge star Micah Parsons?
I'm going to buy. I think that Parsons is set to come back sooner than later, but the problem is the way that the Packers set up their recovery program for players with that injury, with knee injuries. They want a full 9 months after the player was injured before they return. So I think Micah Parsons is going to be fine. He's going to be great. When he comes back, he's going to be one of the best players in football, so I will buy.
I'm also going to buy. I do believe that it's not going to be, he's not missing enough time for them to completely miss out on the playoffs. I don't think so.
We'll see.
I don't think so.
If it's the first 2 months and he misses 8 games, it's possible.
They did not win a game after he went down last season. They lost out.
I know, but if you were to tell me, if this was a question, are you buying or selling the Packers? I might say I'd be selling the Packers because I don't like this timeline that they put on every single players. Let the player dictate the timeline, not your timeline dictate the player's recovery. These guys are everyone heals different. Everyone reacts to injury different. So let him dictate how his body recovers. If a doctor clears him to play, let him start ramping up and play when he's ready to go. So I think he's going to be great when he comes back, and the Packers have a decent enough defense and team to compete for a playoff spot in the division. But Chris is right. If they get too far behind and they've got enough games against teams that will be competing for a division in their own right, in their own division, to win the division and the wild card, and enough teams in the conference to be competing for a wild card spot. So for them, they hope it's not too much. But as a Bears fan, keep with the timeline, bro.
All right, next up, guys, at least across my timeline when I look, the most talked about non-quarterback across the 32 so far, weekend of training camp, has been in Jacksonville with Travis Hunter. The latest one is showing how much muscle he's put on. There's images all over the internet that he's looking jacked. He's making plays on defense. He's making plays on offense. He's talking about he doesn't want to come off the field. He wants to play full time on both sides of the ball. Are you buying or selling Travis Hunter, Abdalla?
Okay, so I'm going to buy Travis Hunter as long as he doesn't do that. As long as he doesn't never come off the field, right? Like, if he stays on and plays every single play, like, that's...
He never stops, never stopping?
Like, if he never stops, never stopping, like, that's ridiculous, dude. Like, this is the NFL. This isn't... You can't take a hit on every single play. Like, you can't do that. You can't... Especially coming off of an injury like that, like, you can't do that. So, I think he's going to be a great player. And Liam Cohen, take notes. We're talking about your team. I'm buying the player, but the Jaguars need to know how to utilize the player. So let's figure that out, and let's not have the player dictate the amount of playing time that he gets.
Yeah, I'm going to buy because I think Travis Hunter is one of the best athletes in the NFL, and if he's healthy for a full go, I'll buy it. Let's see it. Play both ways, be an Iron Man and be the wide receiver stud that you're developing into, and then go out there and shut down wide receivers on the defensive side. I'm here for it. Let's do it. Let's buy. Let's go.
I want to see it. I think it'd be cool to watch.
Yeah, right.
If he can really do it, it'd be cool to watch. All right, guys. Another big story of the offseason was the Super Bowl MVP, Kenneth Walker, signing with the Kansas City Chiefs. A lot of the talk has been about his inability to be a three-down back, but that's not necessarily what his new coach, Andy Reid, is saying. Here's Andy Reid with ESPN.
Look, we've had good running backs here, but this kid, he's a special player, and we know that from what he did in Seattle. And he's come out here and he's done everything that we thought he could do, and probably more. He catches the football well, and he didn't really do a ton of that up at Seattle, but he sure does a nice job with it.
He sure does a nice job of catching the football. Chris Bleck, are you buying or selling three-down, all-purpose back Kenneth Walker with Patrick Mahomes and the Chiefs?
So, no, yeah, I mean, I saw Andy Reid on SportsCenter yesterday. He also had funny comments about Travis Kelce because he was asked about like Kelce's appearance, and he made reference that he's been hearing a lot of chatter that people are saying that Kelce looks sluggish and kind of out of shape than what he used to be. But Andy Reid's hilarious, so he's like, hey, he looks pretty good to me, like he always does. Andy Reid's the best. He's awesome. Yeah. I love him. But I disagree. I don't think Kenneth Walker is really going to be that game changer out the backfield as a receiver. He's a good running back, but that's about it. He's a good back with the football in his hands. He's tough to take down, but he's not a good blocker in the pass game, and he's also not a good receiver out of the backfield, so I will sell.
I will also sell him as a receiver, but, I mean, you never know. Is he going to be as good as Tyquan Thornton, Xavier Worthy, or Rashee Rice? And as other people have noted, a old and slow and sluggish Travis Kelce? He might be just as good as those guys, so why not? But I'm still going to sell. I think he's just going to be a pretty straightforward running back, and if the offensive line can block for him, then he might be good, because I think they're going to have to run the football more to keep Patrick Mahomes and the defense honest, because I don't think they have the weapons to achieve what they want to.
All right, guys, and let's finish up with another running back. We're going to go to Las Vegas, a top pick a year ago. Ashton Genty struggled last year, whether it was him. A lot of people point out the poor offensive line play there. Well, he said he's eyeing a big jump this season. He kind of took accountability. Hey, I got to be better, and I'm expecting to be a lot better in year two. Are you buying or selling Ashton Genty, Abdalla?
I am going to buy Ashton Genty. I think that the Raiders did a lot on their offensive line. Obviously, Tyler Linderbaum, the best center on the free agent market. They reset that market with him and gave him a ton of money. They added Spencer Buford at left guard. They've a lot of extra guys on this offensive line. And, of course, we know that Kirk Cousins isn't great. So they're going to have to hand the ball off to Ashton Genty a lot. I think with the additions on the offensive line, another year in the NFL, I'm buying Ashton Genty. I think he's going to have a much better year than he did last year.
Yeah, I'll buy. I think the vibes around the Raiders will also be better because eventually what will happen is Mendoza will take over as the starting quarterback, and there'll be like enthusiasm around the offense because now you got your back, you got your quarterback, right? Like, and things are going to be moving in the right direction. You're not just like waiting to lose to then eventually draft a player to take over to be the next guy. So I think that all kind of works together. And the Raiders will have an improved offensive season once Cousins is out and Mendoza is in starting for the Raiders. So I will buy Genty heading into this season.
All right, fellas, that does it for Stock Watch. Best of luck to your portfolios.
Thank you, Raj. There you go. Stock Watch on our Wednesday with Raj. It's brought to you, sponsored by Progressive Insurance. Save on commercial auto insurance from Progressive. Get a fast quote at progressivecommercial.com. Bleck Abdalla here on Westwood One Sports and the Westwood One Sports app. There's a new coach in the NFL that's already setting the culture with his team. We'll explain that coming up next.
Quarterback battles continue every day. Michael Penix Jr. versus Tua Tagovailoa in Atlanta. The Vikings have J.J. McCarthy against Kyler Murray. When the starter is named, we'll let you know. Westwood One Sports.
At the tone, the broadcast will begin in 4 minutes, 30 seconds. At the tone, the broadcast will begin in 4 minutes. At the tone, the broadcast will be in 3 minutes and 30 seconds. At the tone, the broadcast will begin in 3 minutes. At the tone, the broadcast will begin in 2 minutes, 30 seconds. At the tone, the broadcast will begin in 2 minutes. At the tone, the broadcast will begin in 1 minute, 30 seconds. At the tone, the broadcast will begin in 1 minute. Stations, this is your final time check. At the tone, the broadcast will begin in 30 seconds.
Is Bleck and Abdalla on Westwood One Sports. Here's Chris Bleck and Adam Abdalla.
There's a new head coach in the NFL that's already setting the culture with his team. It's Robert Saleh with the Tennessee Titans. Yesterday at practice, he threw out one of his best players from practice. Jeffrey Simmons threw a punch at practice. This is Robert Saleh speaking to the media after the fight at practice yesterday.
It's the second day of pads. It's hot. It's muggy. You're expecting it, especially with the way the O-line and D-line get after it. And so it's just a reminder that we got work to do. It's okay. I got brothers. We fight all the time. But at the end of the day, we're still take care of one another, make sure we're getting the work on that we need to get.
Jeff leave practice on his own, or did you tell him?
No, our policy is if you throw a punch, you're ejected in the game. Same thing with practice. If you throw a punch, you're out of practice. But rather than going to the locker room, he went to the other fields. He still got his work in. So the projected reps and the work that he would have got in, he got in off to the side.
So there you go, Robert Saleh. And that all makes sense. And I get why that's done. And that's how it should be, right? Because if you're in a game situation, you can't control your emotions, you will be ejected from the game. So it makes sense. And it's great to set the culture. And, yeah, that stuff happens at training camp.
Yeah, look, he's not wrong. It's training camp. It's hot. It's muggy. I get it. You also shouldn't be throwing punches at your teammates.
Well,
you know what I mean?
That's true. That's true.
You're all trying to accomplish the same goal here. Everybody's trying to get better. What are we trying to do here? We're trying to hit you. Also, what are you throwing punches with dudes with helmets on?
Well,
come on, guys.
That's one of the all-time, you're not thinking.
Yeah.
When that happens, because
come on.
Yeah,
what are we doing here?
There's nothing funnier to me than a video of someone with a closed fist trying to punch a face mask.
Yeah. And
you're only going to break your hand.
And ideally, that's the only time that happens in Titans training camp because Saleh has set the tone. You know what I mean? So I think that I like this coaching staff. I like that he is the head coach. I like that Dable is the offensive coordinator for Cam Ward. And I think that they can be decent. I don't think they're going to go worst to first or anything like that, but I think that they can sniff around a playoff hunt. I think they can do some sniffing.
They're going to be a team that sniffs.
I think they can do some sniffing. I think they can be a playoff sniffer.
Is that a new category, playoff sniffers?
Could you imagine Sunday Night Football? They got Kornacki out there because he's not doing anything during the election cycle. Playoff sniffers. Brought to you by Nasacort.
Why do we need Kornacki? I picture you.
Isn't that what they do? When the election's over, they bring him out for the playoff hunt because they got to keep him working.
I picture you in a band T-shirt and jeans and some Jordans, and you walk up in front of the big screen there at NBC, and And yeah, everyone else is suited and booted.
It's me in like some hardcore band T-shirt that no one's ever heard of.
Everyone else is in these fancy $1,000 suits. Maria Taylor's there. She's dressed to the nines. And there's Abdalla in a band T-shirt going, all right, everyone, I've got the playoff sniffers for you. Here we go.
Tomlin's the only one buying it. He's like, hell yeah, let's do some sniffing.
He's just standing there staring at you.
No, Tomlin would be all about it. Tomlin would love it.
I want to see your list. Playoff sniffers.
Sniffers.
Tennessee makes the list.
All right,
playoff
hold on.
sniffers.
All right, I'll give you my early list. I'll give you my early list of sniffers.
List.
Yeah, early list.
Now, I am here to remind you that you think Robert Saleh accepted the greatest head coaching opening in all of the NFL history here in this past offseason.
No, I just think it was the best available. Best available. Not
Buffalo, but sure. Best available.
At the time, Buffalo wasn't available.
Oh, at the time. Okay. Pagula didn't make his decision yet, so.
Yeah, at the time, Buffalo wasn't available.
Got it. All right. Who are on your who's on your sniffer list?
Playoff sniffers. Brought to you by Azakort. So you can breathe.
What's your do you have a sniffle sound effect for it? Okay, all right. Why did I ask?
The Tennessee Titans, playoff sniffer.
Okay.
The New York Giants, playoff sniffer. The New Orleans Saints, playoff sniffer. That's it so far.
He's going to get a sinus infection here before we're off the air.
No, that's it. The rest of them are all contenders, I would say.
Just 3?
Yeah, that's it. 3 so far.
Three sniffers.
Yeah, that's it so far. We got to get deeper into training camp and some playoff predictions. I'll have some more. Yeah.
Okay, all right.
I'll have some more for you 17 days before the regular season starts.
Okay, great.
17 days.
Can't wait. It's Bleck Abdalla here on Westwood One Sports and the Westwood One Sports app. What is wrong with you? You can always call or text the show at 310-840-4910. A text from the 630. Earlier on the show, we were talking about great fantasy football punishments. There's a guy that's out there. There's a video going around viral where the guy had to go play a round of golf with strangers without a golf ball. So you had to pretend like you're playing golf for a full round without a golf ball.
Yeah.
Take the shots, line up the putts, do the whole thing without actually hitting a ball. That was his punishment for fantasy football. So we were asking, you can text the show, 310-840-4910. Great fantasy football punishments from the 630. The punishment is this. This is what the text reads. My friends and I went to a paintball course, dressed the loser of the fantasy football league in a deer outfit, and hunted him with paintballs. We did that for a couple of hours before we played legit paintball.
A couple of hours?
Oh, I mean, maybe he was good at hiding as a deer.
That's such a long time.
I don't know. That's quite the punishment. Let's see.
I like it.
How about this from the 208? Let's see. 208 says, this is Brian in Boise. He texts the show. He says, you have to wear a toilet seat and go to a popular restaurant and take every shot with the toilet seat around your neck. That's weird.
Yeah, that's
it's strange. It's not harming anyone else, so I guess that's all right.
Yeah. If the restaurant will let you in like that, if it's a nice restaurant, they might not let you in like that, but still.
Yeah, could you imagine sitting at a white tablecloth fancy steakhouse with a toilet bowl
Excuse
around,
me, sir.
around
this
your
is
neck?
Suit jacket only, no toilet seat.
Yeah, so if you have any good fantasy football stories of punishments of the past, you can always text the show, 310-840-4910. It's Bleck Abdalla here on Westwood One Sports. We specialize in a lot of different areas. Obviously, we talk a lot of football here on the show, and Westwood One Sports is the home for the NFL. So not only that, we also bring to you commentary on fashion. Abdalla is our Westwood One Sports fashion hot cop. So Abdalla is our fashion hot cop at Westwood One Sports. And we have a question for you, Abdalla. You've heard of Paris, Milan, L.A., London, New York, great fashion cities, right? Here's a story that apparently Cleveland is the next great fashion city in the United States. A new study is looking into cities that spend the most and the least on clothing. The percentage based off the income of those that live in the city. And based on the breakdown, Cleveland, Ohio spends the most on clothing per city in the United States. About 3.5% of income is spent on clothing in Cleveland, Ohio. That's the most in the United States.
Cleveland?
Cleveland.
A mistake by the lake?
Well, we've got great listeners in Cleveland.
That's what. First of all, that's the nickname. That's
I
the
understand.
Nickname. That's the nickname.
Rock and Roll Hall of Fame.
My point was I was going to make a joke. Are you sure that this isn't a mistake?
No, that's what the new study says.
Cleveland?
Yep.
Okay, number 2 on the list is Birmingham, Alabama.
Yep.
Detroit, Michigan.
Detroit.
Baton Rouge, Louisiana.
Shout out Baton Rouge.
Toledo, Ohio came in at number 5. New York came in at 33. Chicago, 34. LA, 30. Are you sure this isn't flipped?
No, yeah, that's correct. Cleveland.
So is this all Shador?
No.
Is this all
Maybe it is.
Shador?
Maybe it's Shador. Maybe
Shador
it's a little our guy fresh haircut.
I was just trying to get a sweet haircut.
Maybe Munkin's out there buying up all the fashion trends.
He's showing up to practice in nothing but chrome hearts.
Could you imagine him walking to practice like he's walking on the
catwalk?
The catwalk,
if you will.
Yeah. Could you imagine that? Like a little Zoolander situation for Munkin?
To be fair, Roz has a picture up on our YouTube page, youtube.com / at Bleck and Abdalla Show. Watch and subscribe. Of Shador buying up all of his jerseys.
Well, that's true.
Does that count?
He changed numbers. I mean,
jerseys are clothing.
Clothing.
Yeah.
If you're wondering which city in the U.S. spends the least on clothing, it's Gilbert, Arizona. So congrats.
Gilbert, Arizona.
Gilbert, Arizona. Followed by San Jose, California.
Okay.
And Fremont, California.
All right.
So there you go. Those are the Cleveland. Is that the new fashion capital of the world? Like Milan and Paris, London and New York.
Yeah, they're going to have Fashion Week Cleveland.
So there you go. Abdalla's our fashion hot cop here at Westwood One Sports. Yeah, Cleveland Fashion Week. Can't wait. Are NFL executives and coaches throwing shade at Caleb Williams? I'll tell you about that coming up next right here on Westwood One Sports.
This is Westwood One Sports.
At the tone, the broadcast will begin in 4 minutes, 30 seconds. At the tone, the broadcast will begin in 4 minutes. At the tone, the broadcast will be in 3 minutes and 30 seconds. At the tone, the broadcast will begin in 3 minutes. At the tone, the broadcast will begin in 2 minutes, 30 seconds. At the tone, the broadcast will begin in 2 minutes. At the tone, the broadcast will begin in 1 minute, 30 seconds. At the tone, the broadcast will begin in 1 minute. Stations, this is your final time check. At the tone, the broadcast will begin in 30 seconds.
This is Bleck and Abdalla on Westwood One Sports. Here's Chris Bleck and Adam Abdalla.
That's right, Bleck and Abdalla here on Westwood One Sports and the Westwood One Sports app. We'll get to Caleb Williams in just a moment, but we do have breaking news. As we get started this hour of Bleck and Abdalla, Stefon Diggs, according to Ian Rappaport on the NFL Network, is set to sign with the Washington Commanders. Sources are telling Rappaport, so Stefon Diggs, the best available wide receiver on the market, is set to sign with the Washington Commanders. He is healthy, he's ready to go, and he is ready to help out Jaden Daniels in year 3. So Daniels gets a top-level receiver to add to the mix. McLaurin's there already, a great wide receiver. This Commanders team is going to be dangerous. I don't know if it's a team that everyone's going to necessarily pick to the playoffs, but they're going to make a run at trying to get back to the playoffs like they were 2 years ago. So Stefon Diggs set the sign with the Commanders as we get started here this hour. It's Bleck and Abdalla on Westwood One Sports, the Westwood One Sports app, Sirius XM, channel 375, all of our great radio affiliates around the country. We're live from Chicago each and every day on the air until 3 Eastern, then we'll hand it off to Jim Rome. You can always call and text the show at 310-840-4910. Stefon Diggs to the Commanders.
Yeah, look, I think he had a decent season last year, 4 touchdowns, 1,000 yards when he was on the Patriots, and now he was on as a free agent for some off-the-field issues. Those got cleared up, and then now he signs with the Commanders, and Jaden Daniels gets another weapon here to make a run. We know when Jaden Daniels is healthy, he's as good of a QB as anybody out there. They got to the NFC Championship game. And I think that if he stays healthy, Stefon Diggs can obviously help them. I don't think he's as good as he obviously used to be. He's still a good receiver that you can count on. He had, 85 receptions, like I said, for 1,000 yards and those 4 touchdowns. So he's reliable. Like, he's a guy that you know will be there and make catches when you need to be. He's not the touchdown guy that he used to be, but he's a reliable receiver that you probably got on the cheap because of the off-the-field issues and because he was one of the last guys out there. And so you take advantage of that if you're the Commanders, and ideally this works out for Jaden Daniels and the Commanders here.
Yeah, you can always watch the show on YouTube, Bleck Abdalla's show. And I see one of the comments on YouTube. The question is, if Diggs is so good, why can't he stay on a team? You know, Stephon Diggs to me feels very much like what we see with a lot of defensive ends, where at the end of their career, they turn into the, quote, hired gun, the one-year guy that can just go after the quarterback. And then they string along a lot of, like, one-year deals with new teams. You know, Jadeveon Clowney kind of fits that mold. There's a few guys that are out there around the National Football League that kind of fit that. And Stephon Diggs kind of feels like that. He kind of feels like a hired gun wide receiver. Like, he's not a guy that's necessarily long for any one location. It's like teams use him as a stopgap before they solve their problem at wide receiver for the future.
Yeah, I mean, the last couple years, but before that, I mean, he was a Viking for 5 years. He was a Bill for 4 years. He was in Houston. He only played 8 games because he was hurt. And then he was with New England. They upgraded to A.J. I believe they upgraded to A.J. Brown. He's a better wide receiver. I think they're going to get more out of him than they got out of Stephon Diggs. And now he goes to the Commanders. So I just think also, if you're looking at a wide receiver here who's getting up there in age, like I mentioned, he's been in the NFL for a very long time here. You're looking at a 32-year-old wide receiver who's going to be turning 33 here during the season. Like a lot of guys a lot of teams in the NFL are looking at how much does he actually have left. He only caught 4 touchdowns last year. He had just over 1,000 yards, and a guy that put up MVP type numbers.
Yeah, but how many catches did he have last
86
year?
catches.
That's a lot of catches.
I understand it's a lot of catches, but
you're trying to knock him on his age. That's a lot of catches.
I understand that. He's not getting any younger, though. He also missed. He only played 8 games 2 seasons ago, and he's only getting older. So I understand why he was one of the last guys to sign here. I understand that. I don't understand why Debo went before him, but I do understand why he was one of the last guys to sign in this free agency period before we get going, before we get to preseason games and actual games starting.
Like who's still out there that's available? It's Brandon Ayuk, who's I don't think anyone will sign.
He's technically not a free agent either.
Well, no, I know, but yeah, he's available, right? Like if a team made a pitch to the 49ers, I'm sure the 49ers would be A-okay moving away for Brandon Ayuk. Keenan Allen's not signed anywhere, right? He's rumored to be going back to the Chargers. I don't think he's signed. Has Keenan Allen signed?
Keenan Allen's 75 years old.
No, he's not. Keenan Allen, he's not that old.
He's 34 years old.
Yeah, he can still play a little.
Okay.
My point is, like, essentially for the wide receiver market and specifically for Kansas City, you now don't have a guy that you can go to for your number one. I thought Diggs would go to Kansas City and be the number one wide receiver for the Chiefs. And now he's going to the Commanders.
The Chiefs definitely had a need.
Yes, they did.
The problem is, I don't know, it's the cap. You can rework it, whatever. Their finances are garbage right now, which is why they had to trade away one of the best corners in the game in Trent McDuffie and essentially draft a much cheaper, what they hope is his replacement. Like, they're trading away some of the best players in the NFL and trying to draft their replacements because their finances are horrible right now, and they can't do what the Dolphins are doing and what the Cardinals are doing and get rid of the best quarterback in the NFL, because you can't reset with your quarterback because he's Patrick Mahomes. So you have to do this with some of your defensive pieces and some of your offensive pieces. So they can't just go out and sign Stephon Diggs because he probably doesn't want to just make a couple $1 million. He's probably getting a decent deal.
Yeah, I've got the numbers here. Ian Rappaport has the latest. So Stephon Diggs signing with the Commanders, the deal is worth more than $10 million for 2026 for Stephon Diggs.
Yeah, I don't think the Chiefs could have afforded that.
So Diggs is in the mix for the Commanders. And this, when we look at the NFC East, this is going to be a very tough division. Now, of course, we've talked here on the show. If you're a Giants fan, I think you will be a much improved team. Can the Giants be one of those worst to first changes in the NFL that we see each and every season? I would say they're a candidate. I'm not going to guarantee that, but they're definitely a team that will play much better with a legitimate head coach in John Harbaugh than what they did last season. I think they will get that bump. Okay, so put the Giants to the side.
Mm-hmm.
Between the Eagles, the Cowboys, and now the Commanders, those are 3 teams that are all expecting to make the playoffs, which would then mean you have 3 different divisions in the NFC where you can count at least 3 teams expecting to make the playoffs. In the East, Cowboys, Eagles, Commanders. In the North, Packers, Bears, Lions. Shaky on the Vikings. We'll figure out that quarterback situation, but shaky on the Vikings right now.
Yeah.
There's 3 legit teams.
Yeah.
Packers, Lions, Bears. In the West, the Super Bowl defending champs, Seahawks, Rams, 49ers.
Mm-hmm.
That's 9 teams.
Yeah.
Without even counting the South.
And someone has to win the South.
Someone has to win the South. Right? So, I mean,
they're getting 1 team.
You're talking about the Commanders now putting themselves right in the mix with everyone else in the conference trying to make the playoffs, and in the division in the NFC East trying to win the division. And I think a lot of it with Stephon Diggs now being added to the wide receiver group in Washington, it does obviously come back to Jaden Daniels. Last year only playing 7 games. Completion percentage from his rookie year to last year dropped 9 points. 9 percentage points.
Mm-hmm.
His rookie year, 69% completions. Last year, 60. That's a big deal. Touchdowns. Now, obviously, the touchdown numbers won't match because he played 10 less games. He had 8 touchdowns, 3 interceptions. Rookie season, 25-9. His quarterback rating, which is not something that's a counting stat, so we could look at that in comparison from his rookie year to last year. His rookie year, he had a quarterback rating of 100. Last year, 88. So the drop-off in play, not only the durability of Daniels is important for the Commanders, but he also played poorly compared to the way he played his rookie season in comparison.
Mm-hmm.
He wasn't poor all the way around as far as a quarterback last year in the 7 games they played, but he wasn't as good as what we saw him as a rookie when some people were suggesting that maybe he's a top 5 quarterback.
Well, yeah, and I think that's why you saw them change their offensive coordinator. You know, Cliff Kingsbury was there for the last couple of years with Jaden Daniels, and I think that the criticism was his first year, after his first year, that he was being asked to do too much with his legs, which is what led to the injury last season. You look at the rushing numbers from his first year where he ran for almost 1,000 yards. Yes, they got to the NFC Championship game, but that's not sustainable, and we saw that in his second year where he was only healthy for 7 games. Like, you can't stay healthy, especially with the way that Jaden Daniels is built. Like, he's not a guy that's built to take that kind of punishment and run for over 900, almost 1,000 yards every single season and try to win a Super Bowl and play that many games. So you move on from Cliff Kingsbury, you bring in David Blau, you try to get Jaden Daniels to play from more of the pocket, and you add Stephon Diggs, and maybe he can be a guy with 86 catches last year that can allow you to play from more of the pocket and get to where you want to go, back to an NFC Championship game like you did in year 1 with Jaden Daniels, and ideally for them back to a Super Bowl. But like you said, the division just got a lot tougher, I think, because I think the Giants, I don't think they're going to be a playoff team, but I think they're going to be a lot better, which means that division just got a lot harder, too.
Yeah, they're going to be a tough team. So it's Bleck Abdalla here on Westwood One Sports. The breaking news, Stephon Diggs signing with the Washington Commanders today. $10 million for 1 year here in 2026. So Jaden Daniels now has a new wide receiver to throw to for the Washington Commanders. It's Bleck Abdalla here on Westwood One Sports and the Westwood One Sports app. Yesterday, we talked about The Athletic. They have the NFL quarterback tiers. Mike Sando does a great job. The tiers column, it's always a fascinating read. And the way it breaks down is coaches and executives. He talks to 50 coaches and executives, and they get a ranking of the top 35 quarterbacks. Mm-hmm. They rank all the quarterbacks. We talked about it yesterday. Mahomes 1, Josh Allen 2. We're not going to go through the whole list here. The worst 2 quarterbacks, J.J. McCarthy, Shedeur Sanders.
You had to mention
34, 35. Oh, I bookended it. I gave you the top 2 and the top worst. Everyone else is somewhere in the middle. The Athletic points this out. So for the quarterback class of 2024, so we were just talking about Jaden Daniels, right? He's a part of that quarterback class. There's 6 quarterbacks from that quarterback class who are rated on the list in the quarterback tiers column on The Athletic. And so when we look at those quarterbacks from 2024 and where they're at in the tiers list, They all vary. You have a couple who are tier 2. You have a tier 3 guy. You got a tier 4 and a tier 5 guy, right? So no one is elite. No one got to that tier 1 quarterback group because there's only 4 names in the entire league that got to that point. It's Stafford, it's Allen, Burrow, and Mahomes. Those are the top guys at the top of the list. The Athletic points out that in the class of 2024, there are a couple of quarterbacks, 3 of them specifically, that received tier 1 votes, right? All the voting compiled together, and then you get the ranking. So if you break down the voting, I asked this question. Are the executives and the coaches around the NFL throwing shade at Caleb Williams that of the 3 quarterbacks from that draft class that received a vote to be a tier 1 quarterback, Caleb Williams did not receive any tier 1 votes. He had 36 tier 2 votes, which were second in tier 2 votes only to Drake May. The quarterbacks that received tier 1 votes from that class, Drake May received 5, Jaden Daniels received 1, and Bo Nix received 1. Are the coaches and the executives throwing shade at Caleb Williams that nobody gave him a tier 1 vote in this voting system?
I don't think so. No, not yet. I mean, obviously, Drake May deserves a couple tier 1 votes. I mean, he had an MVP season. He was a few votes shy of winning MVP, right? I think if you look into the numbers a little deeper, and Mike Sando pointed this out today, all 8 current GMs polled placed Caleb Williams in tier 2. Coaches that gave 11 of his 14 tier 3 votes. So coaches, he says, value consistency, and the GMs go off of his traits. So they go off of his athleticism, they go off his playmaking ability, whereas the coaches are like, well, this guy's, kind of crap between that's the quarters, the first and third quarters, and then he lights it up in the fourth quarter.
Because
so
when I saw the Athletic post this, and I saw it, and I was like, okay, Drake May got 5 votes. That makes sense. Jaden Daniels, okay, 1 vote. Bo Nix, 1 vote. Okay, all right, interesting.
Yeah.
And then I look at him like, wow, no one voted Caleb Williams as a tier 1 quarterback. That's surprising. And it's if you say that of the 14 that voted him tier 3, the majority are coaches. It means to me,
they're all coaches.
It means to me that they don't think what he does is sustainable.
No,
they think it's fluky. No. They think that he is lucky and he's just getting away with just nonsense at the end of games, and what he's doing on the field isn't actually good.
Which is interesting because I know that the Bears set the record for the most come from behind wins in the last 2 minutes, but I believe the Broncos actually had the most come from behind wins
the entire season.
The entire season.
I think
you're
right.
Not just
on
in
that.
the last 2 minutes, but in the entire season. So it's interesting that Bo Nix got the vote, because if you're saying, oh, this isn't consistent, whatever, because you look at the hero ball that Caleb Williams played in the last 2 minutes. And, I think that there is something to be said that the guy that can bring, we're all watching Red Zone or whatever when wins become losses and losses become wins. A guy that can take 7 times in the last 2 minutes and have his team come back and win games, you can't say that that's a tier 3 quarterback, that 11 out of 14 coaches were just like, nah, he just got lucky to beat us.
See, and that's what I'm saying.
Come on, bro.
See that? And that's
a little salty?
That's what caught my eye. That's why I was wondering, are NFL executives and coaches throwing some shade at Caleb Williams?
Bleck Abdalla here from the coaches poll, Westwood One Sports. You scared?
Could you imagine if the NFL had a coaches poll?
Everyone would be their team would be ranked 1 and everybody else would be ranked at the bottom.
Yeah, absolutely. It's Bleck Abdalla here on Westwood One Sports. So the breaking news in the NFL at this hour, Stephon Diggs is signing with the Washington Commanders, 1-year deal for $10 million. So Stephon Diggs signing with the Commanders. You can always call or text the show at 310-840-4910. We have a text from the 980. Brandon Ayuk is probably not going to the Commanders as they just signed Diggs. That's from Antoine the Mailman. Shout out Antoine the Mailman.
Shout out.
I agree, Antoine. I don't think Brandon Ayuk is going to the Commanders now.
I'd be surprised if Brandon Ayuk played another snap of football.
Yeah, same. I agree with you on that. It's Bleck Abdalla here on Westwood One Sports. Have you ever thought to yourself, who are the 100 greatest NFL players of all time? Is that something you pondered to yourself when you're alone?
Not
with your
100,
thoughts?
but
Yeah, you sit there and you count.
Not 100.
76.
A couple, maybe.
93, 98. The top 100 players in the NFL's history. That's going to be our feature in the summer of football, and that's coming up next.
NFL football is being played this week. The Cardinals and Panthers take the field in the Hall of Fame game tomorrow. Listen to all of the action here on your radio home of the NFL, Westwood One Sports.
At the tone, the broadcast will begin in 4 minutes, 30 seconds. At the tone, the broadcast will begin in 4 minutes. At the tone, the broadcast will begin in 3 minutes and 30 seconds. At the tone, the broadcast will begin in 3 minutes. At the tone, the broadcast will begin in 2 minutes, 30 seconds. At the tone, the broadcast will begin in 2 minutes. At the tone, the broadcast will begin in 1 minute, 30 seconds. At the tone, the broadcast will begin in 1 minute. Stations, this is your final time check. At the tone, the broadcast will begin in 30 seconds.
is Bleck and Abdalla on Westwood One Sports. Here's Chris Bleck and Adam Abdalla.
Ah, you smell that, Abdalla? It's going to be a football game tomorrow. The Hall of Fame game is tomorrow night.
Yeah.
Football is back, baby. Bleck and Abdalla here on Westwood One Sports and the Westwood One Sports app. As we count down the days of the summer and we look forward to the start of the NFL season, we bring to you a segment each day that we call the Summer of Football.
I proclaim this the Summer of
Football!
What the hell's going on out here? We're going to be here all day, baby. I like this kind of party. Only Brett Favre could do that. I don't care what you say.
I'm just here so I won't get fined.
Just keep matriculating the ball down the field, boys.
We need a National Guard. We need as many men as you can spare because we are killing the Patriots.
The Summer of Football with Bleck and Abdalla.
I throw, you catch. It's not that hard, okay?
How about this? Tomorrow night, Westwood One Sports, your home for the Hall of Fame game and the home for the NFL. All the big matchups, the playoffs, the Super Bowl, right here on Westwood One Sports. We are now 35 days away from the start of the season. Day 35 of the Summer of Football.
Matriculating our way through the summer.
I know, it's happening. Here we go. Football is on the horizon. Tomorrow, the Hall of Fame game. Today, for the Summer of Football, CBS Sports has a list out ranking the greatest NFL players ever in history, the top 100. Now, I'm not going to go through the entire list with you, Abdalla. We don't have the time. Jim Rome's coming up at 3 Eastern, so we don't have the time to go through all 100.
He will go through the entire
list. Jim will not go through the entire list. So here you go. I will give you the top 10. I do know the one thing that caught my eye.
I think you should go through the top 12.
Well, I did see, scrolling through, it did catch my eye that your guy, O.J. Simpson, made the list.
First of all, I am not a USC fan. I am not a USC fan.
You're a fan of OJ off the field.
I know that you have all of his jerseys.
No, I don't have any.
Home, road.
Nope.
Bills.
0.
Home, road. Alternates. Nope. Throwbacks. Prominently, you have a whole room.
Sure.
A mini Bronco.
No.
A diorama of the chase.
When I was scrolling through the names, there he is, 29, comes in at 29.
Does it say complicated past?
No, he's right behind Junior Seau.
Analyzing specifically Simpson's on-field stardom. He made NFL history in 1973.
Only on-field stardom. Let's go with that. Yeah. Sure. Not the accused double homicide. Let's not go with that.
I think you should go through the top 12.
All right, top 12. Greatest football players of all time. All right, number 12, Patrick Mahomes. You wanted me to start with 12. Number 13 is Dick Butkus.
I didn't say go through 13.
I'm just
12.
giving for reference that there are old names on the list. This isn't just here's the best players of today on a list of 100.
I just think it's interesting that Mahomes is 12. Yeah.
Mahomes 12. Aaron Rodgers at 11. 10, Dan Marino. 9, Barry Sanders. 8, Reggie White. 7, Lawrence Taylor. 6, Peyton Manning. All right, before we get to the final 5, top 5 best players in NFL history.
Mm-hmm.
Anything that catches your eye there? 2 great defensive players in Reggie White and Lawrence Taylor back-to-back at number 8 and number 7. Barry Sanders, probably by some the best running back a lot of us have ever seen.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, I know that the credentials, like he never won a Super Bowl. He didn't play for an extended period of time, only 10 seasons. So, like, I'm sure if you look up...
Only 10?
Well, but what I was going to say is, like,
back.
in comparison to, like, Adrian Peterson or LaDainian Tomlinson, the numbers are going to be more impressive. But Barry Sanders was incredible.
Yeah, of course he was.
Incredible as a football player.
Are we sure Patrick Mahomes isn't better than Aaron Rodgers?
Oh, that's what you wanted to do. You
That's
wanted to have the Mahomes-Rodgers conversation.
That's why I went with it. That's why I went two-time MVP, 3-time Super Bowl MVP. I mean,
Aaron Rodgers won 4 MVPs.
3 rings.
Yeah, one Super Bowl for Rodgers.
Okay.
Yeah, I mean, if you want to do the ring conversation,
It's not, but my point is, like, when we get to, if we're doing the ring conversation, wait till we get to number 1.
All right.
If we're just doing ring conversation, that's why. Is that why number 1's number 1?
Let me guess. Number 1. Wes Welker. No. All right, here we go. Top 5 on the list. CBS Sports greatest football players of all time. Summer of football. Bleck Abdalla. All right. Number 5, Joe Montana. Number 4, Walter Payton.
Bears.
Number 3, Jim Brown. Number 2, Jerry Rice. Number 1, Tom Brady.
Yeah. Fair.
Yeah, I mean, when you look at the conversation of the greatest all time, I know Joe Cool is in the combo, and he used to be the greatest quarterback of all time based on the winning. Tom Brady has replaced him as that. But I think when you look at the top 4, most football fans would point to those 4 players as the 4 best players in league history.
Yeah.
The 2 running backs in Jim Brown and Walter Payton, Jerry Rice, wide receiver, and Tom Brady at quarterback.
A lot of people say that Marino's the best that they've ever seen.
Well,
Despite not winning.
Yeah, but if you're just going on pure talent, yeah, Marino was a hell of a talent. No doubt.
Yeah, but we're talking about the best players ever. You take rings out of it and everything. If Marino's the best that people have ever seen with the best talent.
I was saying that to you in the conversation of Rodgers and Mahomes.
Okay.
This column is putting in the credentials on what the players accomplished.
I understand that.
Yeah, I mean, I don't think there's really anything to disagree with. I guess the one name that I would look at and question where he's at. Okay, Ray Lewis at 17. Okay, that works. As I scroll through, Bruce Smith 20, Aaron Donald 21, John Elway 22, Randy Moss 23. I mean, at that point, you're looking at the best players of league history.
Mm-hmm.
I don't know if you can really disagree. Tom Brady, best player in NFL history? I think previous generations would point to Jim Brown or Walter Payton.
Yeah, I mean...
Jerry Rice had the longevity. He played for a very long time, so you know every receiving stat is going to be in Rice's column.
I think the issue is, right, when you're saying that the older generation would say that...
Yeah. Well, you got to respect what happened in the past.
But I understand that. You're saying that the older generation would say Jim Brown. The older generation also had the running back as the most important position on the field. We grew up in the era where Tom Brady played, the quarterback was the most important player on the field. And right now, since Tom Brady played, the quarterback was the most important player on the field. And you could say probably his first Super Bowl, he wasn't the most important player on the field. But for the most part, the quarterback has been, in our generation, the most important player on the field. So, yeah, of course the older generation is going to say that Jim Brown is the best player ever because that's their generation of the running back. So I'm not saying it's not disrespecting them. It's just that's what they believe because that's who was the most important player on the field back then.
Sure, and the opinions for very different players all over in the NFL are going to come up, obviously. You can text the show 310-840-4910 from the 401. John Elway should be top 5. He took 5 joke teams to the Super Bowl and won 2 of them. Elway was phenomenal. You mentioned that Marino should get more respect. Elway could make a case that he should deserve more respect as all-time great player in league history. I mean, they're all great. Blanket statement. They're all good. They're all very nice football players. Very good football players. Except OJ.
Well, Chris, I
that one tripped Abdalla up. I
think that when you're analyzing specifically Simpson's on-field stardom, he made NFL history in 1973 when he became the first NFL player to run for more than 2,000 yards in a season.
He held the rushing title for a very long time.
Over a 5-year span, Simpson led the NFL rushing 4 times, carries 3 times, and touchdown runs twice. He also recorded the league's longest run of the season on 3 occasions.
Oh, congrats. There you go. It's Bleck and Abdalla here on Westwood One Sports.
Also a very famous car chase.
Yes. Westwood One Sports and the Westwood One Sports app. Bleck and Abdalla hanging out with you. Summer of football. That's day 35 of the summer of football. That's not right. That ain't cool. I disagree. Raj is on the YouTube channel right now. Bleck and Abdalla's show on YouTube. He has put together AI nonsense where he asked the computers to put me in a OJ 32 jersey. That's not cool, Raj.
Well, Abdalla's the one who said you had a whole closet full of OJ jerseys. I just wanted to pull out a picture.
Now,
he does have a Tom Brady jersey.
If you put a photo up of Abdalla wearing gloves at the trial, that could be comedy.
They didn't fit.
That could be. Ask AI about that.
Ask
AI if it could come up
with
that.
Fit, you must have quit.
You must have quit.
Put Abdalla in that, holding the gloves
They didn't
up.
fit.
It's insane. You guys are nuts. Bleck and Abdalla here on Westwood One Sports and the Westwood One Sports app on the air until 3 Eastern, hanging out with you on Westwood One Sports. Yeah, so if you have a thought on that, I mean, Tom Brady being number 1, it's not a problem, but I do understand those like top 4 guys are going to be in the conversation for the best of the best. That's usually going to be the case. Abdalla, did you see what Akron is doing? The Akron football program is doing for this upcoming season?
I did.
The Akron Zips. They are allowing season ticket holders. They will pick a season ticket holder, one lucky season ticket holder, for the opening drive of the home opener to call the plays for the opening series. They will have a drawing. So if you are a season ticket holder to the Akron Zips, they will have a drawing, and one lucky fan will be able to script the opening drive in the home opener. You will get an extra chance to win for every new season ticket holder you refer. There will be a random drawing from season ticket holders, and the drawing will be held on August 19th. Mm-hmm. So you will get your plays in, the script will be handed out, and then the team will go out there and run the plays that the season ticket holder, as Akron's calling it, the offensive coordinator of the game.
Now, there is an asterisk.
What's the asterisk?
With the head coach, of course. That hasn't been done before, but we're not crazy. That's what it says.
What does it say?
It says, one lucky fan will be able to script the opening drive in our home opener. Asterisk. If you go to the bottom, with the head coach, of course, this hasn't been done before, we're not crazy.
Yeah.
You have to work with the head coach.
What if you're like Jalen Hurts and you just want 4 verts?
4 verts. Run it again.
4 verts.
Run it again.
4 straight plays, 4 verts.
Run it again.
Can you get them to go? What if you go
annexation of Puerto Rico?
If it's 3 and out, you just only get 3 plays. You don't.
No, we're going for it.
They're on their own 15-yard line. We're going for it. I won the contest, buddy. We're going for it.
Contest. We're going for it.
All right. How are you scripting up your plays? If you won, if Abdalla won, the Akron Zips contest to be the offensive coordinator of the game, you get to script the opening drive for the Akron Zips.
Okay.
What are you calling? Okay. What are you setting up for the Zips?
Okay. Flea flicker. Catch them off guard right away.
Yeah, here's the funny part. Everyone knows this is happening now, so who's Akron playing for the opener? They're going to know that this is the gimmick. They're going to know that that's the case. So let's see. Akron Zips. Wake Forest. Oh, wow. Big-time game.
Oof.
At Wake. Oh, no. Home opener. Robert Morris. Got it.
Oh, Robert Morris.
September 12th against Robert Morris. Home game. Come on, you can call some plays.
Could you imagine
what if you scored a touchdown?
Yeah, what if you're successful?
How great
I want
would
someone
that be?
to like track it. Like, what if the fans have more success on opening drives than head coach Joe Moorhead has?
I will tell you this:
the rest
this
of the
will
game.
be a highly watched game.
Yes,
I'm watching this game.
Let's see. I can tell you exactly. All right, you got to have ESPN Plus.
All right, whatever.
The Zips and Robert Morris, 3:30 Eastern on September the 12th. You want to know what ticket prices are right now? You can get in for the game.
I got to buy season tickets.
No, I know.
Tickets.
I'm just saying if you just want to go and watch.
And then I got to refer some friends so I get a better shot.
Oh, first level at like the 50-yard line, $28.
I don't want to go. I want to be on the field calling plays.
Okay, so you're going to Flea Flicker for your first play.
Yeah,
What are you doing for the
Flea
second
Flicker.
play?
Well, if it works, I'm doing it again.
Okay.
Back-to-back Flea Flickers.
Statue of Liberty.
I'd say.
I was
ahead,
going to say, in the mid-2000s, they did this during the Pro Bowl for a play, and they hyped it. Like, the whole first half of, fans, you get to vote for a play, and we will run this play. And the fans voted it was going to be like a triple reverse pass. And I remember they went to the offensive coordinator on the sideline to explain the play before they were going to run it. Like, the whole reason for watching was hyping this up. And the quarterback fumbled the snap and fell on it, and they never went back and redid the play. This was like around 2005 or 2006.
You know what's even better about that, Raj, is that this gimmick that was thought up in the marketing department is just the bane of a head coach's existence. You know the head coach is just not happy that this is the idea that they're going with.
Do you remember? Okay, so I remember this, and I had to look it up. Back in 2005, a minor league baseball team, the Kansas City T-Bones and the Schaumburg Flyers.
T-Bone!
Allowed two fans, to play the first 2 innings on Xbox. And then that was the score. And then they
then the game started?
And then they started the game.
That's stupid.
They broadcast it onto the Jumbotron. They played the first 2 innings on Xbox. And then they played the rest of the game.
That's incredible.
Yeah. I swear I remember this story, and I looked it up. Yeah, this was back in 2005.
I'll tell you guys this. If I won the offensive coordinator for a game contest, I am implementing the fullback. I am running out there. We're in the I formation. We got a fullback. We got 2 tight ends. We're running hardcore West Coast offense where we're going to fake them out. We're going to send those backs into the flat.
You're going to do what Matt Nagy did here for his first play, the T formation.
We're going to get the fullback in the competition. That's what we're going to do.
Halfback draw, punt.
I love it. It's Bleck
I
Abdalla
want the
here on
contest
Westwood
winner
One
to come
Sports.
in and be a know-it-all. Like, Coach, we're going to do some sequencing here. We're gonna run this play so we can boot off of it 3 plays later. I hope somebody just comes in completely just acting like they know what they're doing. That'd be hilarious.
It's Bleck Abdalla here on Westwood One Sports. Abdalla, have you seen the latest from 49ers practice today? They're adding more names to the injury report. Kyle Juszczyk has a broken finger. Speaking of fullbacks, Nick Bosa and Drake Greenlaw neither of them are playing because they have soreness. I blame you. I blame Abdalla.
What did I do? What did I do?
You have an anti-49er slant, and you are afraid of the substation next to their practice facility.
You can't be afraid of something that is real and fact.
You can be afraid of something that's real and a fact.
No. If you know that this is coming, you just have to accept fate and just know that this is going to happen. I told you that I was out on the 49ers back when they announced this Australia game. And I was like, they're old, weary bones and ligaments that are also attacked by substations are not going to be able to deal with this. And you see this right now. Or maybe they're trying to big brain this and get all the injuries out of the way early.
Oh, yeah.
They're all fully healthy and calloused.
That's what Shanahan's up to, yeah.
They're all fully healthy and calloused for the regular season.
It's Bleck Abdalla here on Westwood One Sports and the Westwood One Sports app. Who will make the playoffs this upcoming year in the NFL? A new publication has their predictions. We'll talk about it coming up next.
Bears QB Caleb Williams is generating a ton of hype. Coach Ben Johnson, are you worried?
He's used to handling a lot of attention, so I'm not worried about that.
Is it all too much too soon for the Madden cover star? Westwood One Sports.
At the tone, the broadcast will begin in 4 minutes, 30 seconds. At the tone, the broadcast will begin in 4 minutes. At the tone, the broadcast will be in 3 minutes and 30 seconds. At the tone, the broadcast will begin in 3 minutes. At the tone, the broadcast will begin in 2 minutes, 30 seconds. At the tone, the broadcast will begin in 2 minutes. At the tone, the broadcast will begin in 1 minute, 30 seconds. At the tone, the broadcast will begin in 1 minute. Stations, this is your final time check. At the tone, the broadcast will begin in 30 seconds.
This is Bleck and Abdalla on Westwood One Sports. Here's Chris Bleck and Adam Abdalla.
That's right, weekdays from noon to 3 Eastern right here on Westwood One Sports. Download the podcast on Apple and Spotify, and also like and subscribe to our YouTube channel, Bleck Abdalla Show. The live stream's up each and every day. You can always see Raj when he pops on the show, also on the live stream, Bleck Abdalla Show. Thank you to Raj and Roy for producing today's show. Jim Rome and the Jim Rome Show is coming up in 12 minutes right here on Westwood One Sports. USA Today has their playoff predictions, Abdalla, and the way that they kind of do this is the column that's written goes through from Nate Davis, and he predicts all 272 regular season NFL games. So he goes through and he charts wins and losses for every team of every game for the entire season, and then he comes up with the NFL projections.
Yeah.
So we're going to go through who USA Today is predicting to make the playoffs for this upcoming season. We did have news in the NFL just a little bit ago. Stephon Diggs is signing with the Commanders. So the breaking news this afternoon, Stephon Diggs will be in Washington, wide receiver for the Commanders this upcoming season. All right, Abdalla, here's how USA Today has the NFL record projections for this upcoming season. Start with the AFC. In the West, 2 teams make the playoffs. The Broncos make the playoffs and they win the division at 12-5. The Chiefs make the playoffs as a wild card team at 11-6. And those are the 2 teams out of the West that make the playoffs.
Yeah, I agree with that. And, the Broncos are the 2 seed. The Chiefs are the 5 seed. Yeah, as a wild card team.
In the North, the Bengals win the division 11-6. The Ravens are a wild card team at 10-7. And the Ravens are actually the last wild card team in the AFC. In the AFC South, only 1 team gets in. It's Houston. At 12-5, they win the division. In the East, 2 teams get into the playoffs. The Bills are the division winners at 11-6, and the Patriots are a wild card team at 10-7. So those are the playoff teams in the AFC.
It means the Texans are the 1 seed, the Broncos are the 2 seed, the Bills are the 3 seed.
Yeah, it's that's interesting. I do see the 2 wild card teams that make it, the Ravens and the Patriots. You have both those teams in the playoffs. I don't have the Patriots in the playoffs.
No.
So I think they take a step back. I also don't have Kansas City.
No, neither do I.
In the playoffs. And USA Today has Kansas City getting in.
Yeah.
When we look at the NFC, start with the West. 3 teams get in from the West. Rams are the number 1 seed. They win the division 14-3. Seahawks also 14-3, but they don't win the division. And the 49ers get into the playoffs at 11-6. In the North, 2 teams get into the playoffs. Chicago wins the division at 12-5. Detroit gets in as a wild card at 11-6. In the South, 1 team gets in. The Saints win the division at 10-7. We talked about the Saints last week.
Yeah, we did.
And whether or not they could surprise people.
Playoff sniffers.
Maybe they could sniff the playoffs. As Abdalla likes to say.
It's going to catch on, man.
I don't know, man.
Just like Zoo News.
The NFC East, 1 team gets in.
Wow.
The Dallas Cowboys at 11-6. So those are the playoff teams in the NFC.
The Rams are your 1 seed at 14-3. The Bears are your 2 seed at 12-5. The Cowboys your 3 seed, and the Saints are the 4 seed.
And then they continue on in the column by getting to the championship games and all the way to the Super Bowl.
So in the championship game, in the AFC championship game, the Bills defeat the Ravens. So the Bills go on to the Super Bowl. In the NFC championship game, the 1 seed Rams defeat the Cowboys. And move on to the Super Bowl. So your Super Bowl are the Bills and the Rams in California and
Los Angeles.
Yeah, in Los Angeles, California. Actually, technically in Inglewood, California. But,
yes.
Let's
carry
not,
on. Who wins
want
the
to get
Super
technical.
Bowl?
The LA Rams defeat the Bills to win Super Bowl 61.
So there you go. That's the USA Today playoff picks heading into the NFL season. Yeah, I mean, I wouldn't say that any of that is really that surprising.
The Texans being a 1 seed at 12-5 is very surprising because that would mean C.J. Stroud is getting a pretty decent extension.
Yeah, he'd be the guy that takes a step forward.
And that would also the Saints winning the division at 10-7 and the Bucs being 8-9 would probably mean that the Bucs bet on not signing Baker Mayfield paid off.
Yeah. I saw this story before we wrap up the show here, Abdalla. I wanted to talk to you about this. A man overseas, I believe it's in Wales, He, after 12 years of looking, has given up trying to find his Bitcoin. He accidentally threw away a hard drive that had 8,000 Bitcoins on it. And so he asked to pay a landfill to dig through and to try and find his missing hard drive. Because when you say 8,000 Bitcoins on it, that would equate to $950 million. Mm-hmm. So this individual, James Howells from Wales, tried to do everything he could at the local landfill to find that hard drive.
Mm-hmm.
What a nightmare that would be.
I would never stop. I would never stop, never stopping.
No, I agree.
That's almost $1 billion. And as that appreciates, it's going to get to $1 billion. Never stop, never stopping.
And I know, like, people are now out on Bitcoin and all the digital stuff, but if you had 8,000 Bitcoins,
no, if you had $900 million sitting in a landfill, you would continue to look for it until you got through that entire landfill.
Yeah, local officials were upset because he kept trying to dig through, and he had machinery, and he was telling them he wanted to pay for the land and pay for the landfill to then try and find it. Because think about it, no matter what you pay, $950 million would make up for it.
For sure.
What a terrible day. I mean, you lose that hard drive with all the Bitcoin on it. That's terrible. All right. Bleck Abdalla here. I saw that story. I was like, geez, could you imagine?
That's nuts.
That took place. Jim Rome and the Jim Rome Show is coming up next right here on Westwood One Sports.
This is Westwood One Sports.